Okay. I think I'm streaming. Let me also just send the Discord message so I don't forget. Hello, how's it going, everybody? Welcome in. Welcome in, Chan the Magic Man. Thanks for getting the trick list open and pinning. And GipsonLens, welcome in, Bert. How's it going? Hi, Bert. Hi, Chan. And of course, if you're not following our friends and mods, Chan and Bert, GipsonLens, and Chan the Magic Man, please give them a follow. Charlie's Beats, welcome in. Gotta do the Gibson eyes so I don't feel left out. Give Charlie a shout out too. There we go. Um, okay, all right. Let's everybody follow everybody. That's all right. Let me go ahead and put on cheating gloves. Ugh. So it has been an eventful week. Let me just say, Bay JMB. Hi Nam, how's it going? It's going pretty well. I was actually about to tell you about my week. How's it going with you, Bay? Um, I've had a pretty eventful week. uh, I'll uh, I'll tell you about it in a second. But if anybody has, so the reason why I need your help tonight is if there's anybody that has any ideas on how to retheme any of my tricks as either sports related, comedy related, Harry Potter related, or just kind of to make it funnier, maybe for kids, any of those things. I will share more context in a minute. But yeah, so that's kind of what I need people to help with. If anybody is willing and able, here, let me drop the. Let me see. Sports, comedy, kids, funny, or what was the last? Harry Potter. Okay, all right, there we go. Okay, all right, guys, this is weird because last week and basically up through last week. Oh, I assume that you guys can hear me. By the way, I didn't do the audio check. Ah, that's right. But just in case, let me just quickly. Okay, good. Somebody can hear. All right, excellent. Can I hear me? All right, perfect. I can hear myself. That almost sounds like a weird statement, but okay. All right, there we go. All right, cool. All right, hey, E-Room, welcome in. How's it going? I hear the bang. I don't even have to wait. I know it's E-Room. Like, I think there was like one time somebody else used it to come in, but for the most part, it's got to be E-Room, right? How's it going, E-Room? Speaking of which, if you guys aren't following our friend E-Room, please give E-Room a follow. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah, guys. Up until last week, I had never had a paid gig in my life. I mean, I did get a couple booked, but this upcoming week, as in the week starting, I mean Sunday, right? So this week, I have 3 paid gigs to perform this week. So on Wednesday, I know it's crazy, right? So I've had one volunteer gig basically before this. But this week, so Wednesday, I'm going to be doing an instructional class, Introduction to Sleight of Hand, on Wednesday at my local library. Um, and I already found out there were like 30 registration slots. 20 of them have been filled. So there's at least 20 people, probably more, because I heard some people are bringing like their kids and stuff. So I don't know exactly how that's gonna go, but so we'll see how it goes. So that's on Wednesday night. Bay JB says that's amazing. Thanks, Bay. And then on Friday, I have 2 gigs almost back to back. So I've got a birthday party from 5 to 7 for kids. So I said I wouldn't really do kids parties, but I'm like, well, first of all, they're like old friends of mine. Like the dad was a former coworker of mine at a previous company, not the latest company, but like several companies ago. So I was like, okay, yeah, and the kid is like old enough to, I think it's a birthday party, I think for like 9, but the kid is old enough to understand tricks, and I'm like, okay, okay, we can deal with that. And then I've got like an hour to basically get to another party. This one will be an adult party from like 8 to I think 9:30, and it's basically just going to be 10 people. So I imagine I'm going to be doing basically what I do for stream with a little bit more streamlining, pun intended, um, to present basically a show, like a close-up magic show for 10 adults in the evening. And I was like, okay, Friday is going to be, throw me in the fire. There we go. I'm now, if I survive through Friday and I do a good job, I will feel much more like a paid magician. So there we go. Anyway, so the reason why I need your help is because kids party. So anything I can do to make the tricks kids funny or just straight up funny. The adult birthday party. I don't know many things about sports, so if anybody has any current events for sports that I could work into a trick, let me know. Um, or even like some ideas, or even just general information that could be helpful. uh, and then the Harry Potter thing is because I have a gig the following week for a birthday party that's a Harry Potter themed birthday party. So that is everything that's going on in my magic universe as far as like E-Room. Thank you so much for the 3 stream streak. Greatly appreciate it. I can see you got 350 more channel points, which I don't really call them by what I should normally call them, because I think I call them cards drawn, but they're basically channel points. But it's a card, right? It's a card. All right, so that is everything that I can ask for help with. Let's see. Bay says, very good. Chan says, nice, nice, nice. Felden Kane, welcome in. How's it going? E-Room says, 3 of hearts. That's right, guys. If you didn't know, E-Room is the 3 of hearts. Okay, I see an ad is about to start, so I'm going to let it start. So if you haven't gotten a drink, I have some more fun news in a second. Hope you're doing well now. Felden Kane, I am doing pretty well. I just announced that I have 3 magic gigs this week to perform. So, big news. um, guys, you're not following our friend Felden Kane. Please give Felden Kane a follow as well. Bay JMB, thank you so much for the sub. Bay JMB, I don't know if you know, you get to sign a card in the Twitch deck. Oh no, this is all messed up. Hold on, let me move this. Is that camera tweaking out? I can see it tweaking out. Hold on. Let me deactivate. Yes, it's tweaking. All right. That will be completely unsettling. All right, you should be able to see nothing. So that was normal. Okay. All right. What? That's so weird. What the hell is going on here? Hold on. Let me check the prop configure video. What did I change? I don't think I changed anything here. Crossbar default. Match. FPS. Strobing hands. Yeah, that's weird. Is anybody... Hold on. I'm going to... Let me hop back up here. I'm going to unplug and replug. Maybe that'll... Okay. All right. Can you hear me now? All right. Okay. I think audio should be back. Okay. All right. Okay. So that's the first thing. Next. Are we still tweaking out? Okay. Nope. That's frozen. Hang on. Okay. Let me deactivate. Reactivate. Okay. Is it tweaking out now? No. Okay. Holy crap. And we're in a hype train. Oh my god. Okay, alright. Guys, I don't know if you know, I have to do magic really fast during the hype train, and I know this is really rough because, alright, I know Bay JMB, I owe you a signature on a card, but we're gonna have to do the hype train first. So, alright, first things first, let's go ahead and select a card, doesn't matter what it is, because it is Chan the Magic Man, guys. Chan the Magic Man is magical. That's how I somehow knew that this would be the one that would be selected. So I'm going to go ahead and place Chan the Magic Man here in the middle of the deck, and we're going to go ahead and, I know you know, if I snap, we're going to bring Chan the Magic Man up to the top, because Chan the Magic Man is magical. See, there you go. And you know it's the same card because it's signed Chan the Magic Man. So now if we push Chan the Magic Man into the middle of the deck, but if we snap, Chan the Magic Man will jump back up to the top, because once again, Chan the Magic Man, very magical. Now, if I go ahead and I put Chan the Magic Man here in the middle of the deck, and we know he's in the middle of the deck, because now if I show you the top card, this is not Chan the Magic Man, that's somebody else. That's Andrew War, actually. But look, if I go ahead and I snap, that's actually going to bring Chan the Magic Man up to the top, because now if I show you, here's Chan the Magic Man right there on the top. Now, some people think that Chan the Magic Man is a magician, and to that I would say, yeah, you're right, because, you know, Chan the Magic Man does Magic Mondays on Mondays, so definitely give him a follow. Catch him on Monday. We'll leave it sticking out. You'll know that it's still Chan the Magic Man, because look, it says Magic Man right there. But if we place Chan the Magic Man into the middle of the deck, and then we place this packet into the middle of this packet, you know, some people think magicians hide. Look, Chan's not hiding on the top, right? Nope. Chan's not hiding on the bottom, right? Nope. But look. We snap, that will bring Chan the Magic Man back up to the top. Now, of course, who else is in chat? We have E-Room is also in chat. Let's go ahead and do E-Room, and, well, there was somebody that came in once, and they were not whale ownage, but they were also whale ownage, but you know what? They were pretty, so this pair right here, they're very good at finding, let's see here, finding the best streamers, right? And so what we are going to do is try and find some of the best streamers for E-Room and Not Whale Ownage to be in. Here's the problem. Oh my god! Kyo Demon, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs! Which, by the way, I was hanging out a little bit with Kyo Demon, and I found out that I was pronouncing it incorrectly. So instead of Kyo Demon, it's Kyo Demon. Welcome in, Kyo Demon. How's it going? Thank you so much for the gift subs. Oh my god, guys. I was not paying attention, but I have to keep on doing magic until the hype train is over. And I know that I'll owe you like a minute and a half. Felden Kane, thank you so much for the 200 bits. So full disclosure, because I had the audio issues, I'm not hearing any of the... I'm not hearing anything. So thank you so much for the 200 bits, Felden Kane. Alright, so hold on. So I'm in the middle of the hype train, so we're doing as many magic tricks as fast as possible. So we've set aside the 2 red 3s, and 2 red 3s are very good at finding streams to hang out in. And so, look, all we have to do is just find... Oh, I don't know. Okay, you might have thought that that was not magic, that was skill. Like, I just literally just grabbed. But if I show you, that's actually House Andrell, which is a great stream. I actually met House Andrell at TwitchCon Las Vegas in 2023. So, but look, here we have E-Room trying to find another stream. But we'll do it from far away because you're not always, like, present with somebody. But look, here, 1, 2, and... I don't know if you saw it, but look. A card shot out, and then I caught it. Which you might think is still sleight of hand, not magic, but that's okay. And this is... Well, okay, Malhaku isn't a streamer, but Malhaku has hung out here before, so... okay, now, some people think that you have to chat on Twitch just so that people see your username. But that's not true. You could lurk. You could lurk quietly. And so if we just lurk quietly, you might also be able to find another stream. In this case, it's Cashmere Feline, and so there we've got Cashmere Feline stream, right? And now we've got to find one more stream, and this is the one that I do see eRoom hanging out in a lot. And as we all know, it is Chan the Magic Man, the Queen of Clubs. And that, my friends, is finding a bunch of streamers or Twitch chatters. Let me see here. Okay, we still got a bunch of time. So, okay, now I have all 4 queens. Let's go ahead and do something with all 4 queens. I want to turn all 4 queens face up. This basically means that they're all going live when they turn face up, but they're not live all the time. And, sometimes people want to go live and they're not ready. So you might think that they're on, but they're not. However, we need to see if they go live, but in a magical way. So look, if I hold this packet and I give it a magical twist, that will show us that, look, Cashmere Feline has gone live. But look, don't break your gaze. If I give it another magical twist, we might have not noticed, but when you come back to stream, Cashmere Feline's not streaming anymore. And actually, Malhaku has somehow gone live, even though I know that Malhaku hasn't streamed. So, but that's okay. But look, now if we give it another twist, that's going to be House Andrel. Now, we do have to hit up the last one, which we know is Chan the Magic Man, right? But sometimes you're just waiting for Chan's stream to start. And if I show you, look, it's not even on the schedule, but even if I give it one magical twist, if we go to Chan's stream, it's not there yet. Even if I go 2 magical twists, the stream might have gone live, but it's starting soon. And now, if we just go ahead and we wait for the stream to start, then you can see Chan. Wait. Oh, no. Sorry. Now, you can see Chan the Magic Man. Okay, all right. Whew. Now, okay, I have 18 seconds, but that's like a minute and... yeah, okay. So we are going to do a few other tricks. Let's go ahead and... all right, hold on. Let me see if I can find... oh, this is probably going to take way too much time. Okay, Feldon Kane, thank you so much for the bits. And then... trying to find another one. Kyo Demon. All right, here we go. So here we have Feldon Kane and Kyo Demon. Oh my god, thank you so much for the gift sub, Chan the Magic Man. And thank you so much, Charlie's Beats, for the gift sub. All right, okay, so we're going to have to get to that. All right, next. We have Feldon Kane and Kyo Demon right here. And so here's what we are going to do. We are going to go ahead and place Feldon Kane face up into the middle of this pile. So you see Feldon Kane is here. And then, of course, we will need to place Kyo Demon into the middle of this pile. And just so you guys can see. And, oh yeah, hold on. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle face up into face down like this. And I don't know if you can tell, but we are legitimately going to push them in together like this. All right. And so now we're just going to give this a couple of good old college cuts. When I say college cuts, this is intended to be funny as in your cutting class. One more. Which, by the way, if you're paying for college, don't cut class. Go to all your classes. Make sure you get good grades and all that. But we are going to fix this. Do you want to know why? Because both Kyo Demon and Feldon Kane are exceptional individuals. Because watch, look. Now they've fixed everything. They got their act together. They went to every class. No more cutting for them. Because now if I show you, look, everything is very well organized. Everything is well organized except for, well, we can see that who put everything back in order. Got to be Feldenkane and Keo Demon. Excellent. All right. Okay, hype train's still going. Okay. All right. We need to find who Charlie's Beats and okay. So Charlie's Beats signed the Ace of Spades. There we go. Okay. And let's see here. All right. So we have 4 black cards over here, and we've got 4 red cards over here. And hopefully at a glance you would not mix up a red card with a black card, right? And so I'm going to leave the 4 red cards over here. I'm going to hold the 4 black cards over here. And we're going to try and make a simulation occur. The simulation is oil and water. So actually, I'm going to go ahead and intermix red and black. So black, red. Okay. Black, red. All right. Black, red, black, and red. Now, if we just give that a second, the simulation should separate them. And I don't know if you can tell, but if we take a look on the bottom, that's black. But if we now take a look at the top card, that's red. However, all of the red cards have floated up to the top. And all of the black cards have sunken down to the bottom. I know, you might have not been impressed, so we're going to do that again. All right, here we go. Look, I'm going to leave all of the red cards face down over here. I'm going to take all the black cards and take them in my hand over here. And here's what we're going to do. Instead, you thought maybe if I started with a black and the black sunk down to the bottom, maybe that's not as magical. So here, we're going to go ahead and start with a red card this time. So here's red. Here's black. Here's red. Here's black. Here's red, black, red, black. But now if we just give that a second, and we'll let them separate. Because look, they've now separated. Ha-ha! But wait. Let's take a look at this top card. That's actually a red card. Okay, maybe not surprising. But wait, let's take a look at this. This should have also been a red card if you believe that the simulation did not occur. But look, this is black. And this one is red. And this one is black. This one is red. This one is black. This one is red. This one is black. And let's see here. Oh my god. Okay, the hype train's over, but I owe you guys another minute and a half. So, I'm going to keep on going for another minute and a half. All right. Let's go ahead and use the 2 black face cards here and these 2 red number cards. And if I go ahead and turn the 2 red number cards face down and place the 2 black face cards face up, if I close them up, first time chat, welcome in Vasalt Art. Thank you kindly. All right, I'm doing I'm gonna wrap up the hype train. I technically owe the hype train about a minute and a half because I think so. Anyway, if I reverse these cards, you'll kind of see that nothing has changed because I haven't done any magic. However, if I go ahead and instead I hold the packet and give it a shake, this shake actually does some magic because now if I show you, the 2 red spot cards are now face up in the middle. I know it's hard to believe until you take a look, but look. Is that weird? That's super weird, right? All right, now we're going to go ahead and do something. We're going to repeat the trick. So look, if I just reverse count the cards and I don't do any magic, nothing happens. See? But if I go ahead and I reverse count the cards, but I hold this and do a magical shake, this magical shake changes everything. Because now if I show you, the 2 black face cards are face up in the middle. I know, is that weird? That's super weird, right? Okay, all right, and I think, let's see here. Hold on, let me see if I can just finagle something that looks kind of good just with this situation really quick. Okay, I know that was a little bit off camera, but okay. All right, so look, I have a 4 of hearts, but look, if I just hold this and you give it a shake, that will change it to be a king of diamonds. Now, a lot of people think I have to change it back to the hearts, but no, I can actually change it to a 5 of spades. And some people think I have to change it back to the king, but no, I have to change it. I can change it back to a 10 of clubs if I want. That's up to me. It's you know. Okay, and then some people think that this is magic. This is just skill. You could argue that it's still sleight of hand, but not secretive. Um, so let's go ahead and... Oh, wait. I've got this, and I can randomly improvise. I might have to hop back to this camera, though. And then I think that will hopefully be the 1.5 minutes. Okay, all right. So, all right. Here we go, and then I'm going to move this dot from here. That looked horrible. Guys, we're going to do that again. Shh, I didn't just give away the secrets of magic. Shh, 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 shh. Okay, ready? Ah, that's so bad. All right. All right, tell you what, if we're already giving away the secret of magic, let's at least do the one, use the one that uses the, the emotes. Hold on. Oh no, where did I put them? They're missing. I can't even find them now. Alright. Okay, alright. Well, I guess we're just gonna do this. So, okay. You said nothing, says Chad. Here we go. 7 of clubs. And I've forgotten how to do this trick. Ta-da. Okay, there we go. Alright. Okay. Whew. And I will call that the conclusion of the hype train. Thank you so much for all the support, everybody. Let me go back in chat. I know I missed a bunch of messages. And also, I can't hear any of the stream audio right now. So, sorry if I missed anything. And let me... All right. Okay. Okay, so I need my headset audio. Hold on. This is going to drive me nuts if I do not try to do this. Okay. Now my headset audio should be working, I think. Hold on, I'm just gonna do this for my own benefit right now. Damn it. I did not hear that either. So hopefully you guys heard it. Alright, let's go back through chat first. I did, okay, alright. So thank you so much for that hype train, guys. That's like probably one of the biggest hype trains we've had in recent memory. So thank you so much. So thank you so much to BayJMB for the sub, and I do have to ask you which card you want to sign. I'll have to pull out all the cards that you're able to sign, and you can pick one, and then we'll put BayJMB right across. Felden Kane, thank you so much for the 200 bits. Kyo Demon, thank you so much for the 5 community gift subs. Thank you so much, Kyo Demon. Kyo Demon, if I recall, you like Magic the Gathering. Actually, one of the things that I wanted to do on stream today involves some Magic the Gathering cards. So we'll do that in a minute, actually. And then Charlie's Beats, thank you so much for the gift sub as well. And Chan the Magic Man, thank you so much for the gift sub. To E-Room. And then thank you guys. 4 of Spades if available. All right, let's see if the 4 of Spades is available. 4 of Spades has been claimed already. So hold on, let me just swap over here, and then we can pull out the open cards. So let's see here. We've got a 4 of Diamonds. If 6 of Spades, 6 of Clubs. You know, the cards that get the least love, it seems to be Clubs and Diamonds usually. Diamonds actually surprises me, because I think Diamonds people tend to name. 5 of Clubs. 4 of Clubs. 10 of Clubs. So yeah. So actually the only spade that hasn't been signed is the 6 of Spades, and then everything else is a club or a diamond. 10 of Diamonds is BayJMB. Alright, sounds good. So let's go ahead and sign this. BayJMB, thank you so much for the first time sub. And I believe everybody else had something signed. So I tried to use your card during the hype train. So that's what I was like trying to burn time for. I wasn't trying to burn time, but I was trying to look for your cards. But my ears. TR face up. Oh, okay. All right. Excellent. I always choose the four of spades because it is statistically the least chosen card. Oh, interesting. I mean, I guess. Okay. All right. I guess that's fair. I guess not in this deck, but this deck is statistically skewed because I try and have everybody pick a different card. So until the deck is filled, so we only have however many left are here. Now I need a Sharpie. Where to put Sharpie? right here. Okay, so Bay JMB. Okay, make sure I spell it correctly. Should not be too difficult. JMB. All right, and that, my friend, thank you so much for the first time sub. All right, let's go. Let's see here. Let's go find everybody that helped there. Felden Kane. Charlie's Beats. Kier Demon. All right, thank you so much for that hype train, you guys. Let's see, did I forget anybody? I think that was everybody, right? Okay, cool. So thank you. Did I miss the sus audio redeem? Wait, is there a sus audio redeem? Wait, is there? Hold on, can people not hear me? Is there a sus redeem? Hello? Is there? Hold on, can people not hear me? Oh wait, I can't hear the audio from. I can't hear the audio from my computer. Hold on, that might give me a hint as to what. Properties. Oh yes, okay, all right. Can you hear me now? No. All right. It's echoing. Oh, your voice is very strange. Oh, okay. Let's. Is this better? How's this? And then. And then let me try and. Yes, better. Okay. All right. Perfect. All right. Excellent. And now let me do output device. Hold on. Let me change so that, and then I can change it back to my head. And then. Okay. And then let me change my audio on my OBS again. Sorry guys, this is just so weird. First it was like the sus camera, and then now it's the sus audio. Hello, can I hear me? No? Alright, okay. Haunted voice. Okay. I probably should have taken the opportunity to be like, ooh, haunted voice. Okay. All right. So, now the thing that I wanted to do with Magic the Gathering cards was show you guys that I got some Magic the Gathering product, and not just any product. I got some Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy cards. So I got a few things, but this is the first thing I wanted to open, and I was like, I want to open this on stream, and so and I see that there's a redeem for Switch in Time. So what better? I could do Switch in Time with cards from this. So first things first, I'm just gonna try and quickly open it. I used to try and open the boxes pristine, but since this was overprinted, and I think people will not care about the actual box because I'm opening it, then it's irrelevant. I'm not saving it for a collector. I'm gonna be using it for Magic. So let's get real, guys. Oh, we have boxes. So we have deck boxes that you put together with Cloud here and Sephiroth here. BayJMP said, I'm so excited that MTG is doing collab with Avatar The Last Airbender. I heard about that and I was like, oh my god, that's crazy. All right. So I did get this at a relatively like acceptable MSRP-ish price because now that the hype is down, they were available at my local store and they were selling them at a normal price. So, and then here's like the instruction booklet. I already know how to play Magic the Gathering, so we don't need to. I don't need to look at it, but This might be a little cool thing. So now let's go ahead and open up the decks. This is really why I'm here. So let's open this up. So here we've got our foil Sephiroth Planet Air. It's foil Demir. And so Zeolus, welcome in. How's it going? That would make sense. OMG, this guy, Kyo Demon. Felden Kane has got the Cloud and Sephiroth emotes. Those are yours, right, Felden? Yeah. Right. So, and then we've got Cloud. Was it Planet's Champion? So there we go. All right. I'm probably not going to be doing magic with these, mostly because, well, I'm going to tell you the practical reason. So, these cards were put in a pack together, and they all have the same like curvature. And if you take a look at these, because they were packed separately, they are slightly bent a little bit more. So, and also they're the nice shiny foil ones, so I probably don't want to mess them up just in case I mean, I'm sure my sleight of hand will probably be fine, but just a precaution. So here, I'll leave those off to the side if anybody wants to look at those. Let's go ahead and open up. So I believe this is the, it's got blue, so it's got to be the Sephiroth deck. Come on. And I believe, yeah, I can do switch in time with Magic the Gathering cards. So the problem is, actually, I normally do switch in time. It's just called the Face Up Oil and Water. But all right, guys, I'm having trouble opening. You would think that a guy who opens a ton of packs of cards should be able to open up cards, and not just like playing cards, but I open up other cards as well. Funny story. I actually found. I tried to dig up because I had an idea for a Power Ranger, like a Power Ranger trick, and I had some Power Ranger TCG cards, and I was like, huh. So I opened them up like 2 weeks ago, and I haven't done anything with them, but the cards, the Power Ranger TCG cards, are horrible, like, to do magic with. So ads in 2 minutes. Oh, okay, guys, if you would not like to see ads, feel free to sub. I know a bunch of you in chat already are, so probably not a huge issue from many of the people currently here, but and then also, if it's your first time, you'll get to sign a card. And also, even if you've subbed before, but I switched to a new Twitch deck because we filled this one up, you will get to sign another card. I like having, people represented in the deck because then I can do fun stories like we've done a bunch of times. So, all right. So, here's a Moogle. So we've got 2 copies of this Moogle. We've got 2 copies of this Curl. We have a Dwarven Castle Guard. Oh wow, this one looks really cute. Totally, I haven't played Final Fantasy IV for a long time, but I'm like, I think this is from Final Fantasy IV, right? Pretty sure. It's the one with Cecil. I think it's pronounced Cecil. Some people pronounce it Cecil. What's this? Fate of the Sun Crest. I think that's from Crystal Bearers, except I haven't played Crystal Bearers. Slash of Light. Oh, whichever one where the Warriors, is that Final Fantasy 3, maybe? White Oracite. I also forget which Final Fantasy Oracite is that. That's from a newer one, right? Final Fantasy 14 or something. White Mage's Staff. Beijing, this might be simple for you. Probably already thought about this, but your Harry Potter gig, you can get Harry Potter cards from 311 to stay on theme. BJB, I already own all 4 Harry Potter decks, so yeah, I'm totally bringing them. I don't know if I'm going to be using them, but ads. Okay. All right. Steiner Adalbert Steiner. This is from Final Fantasy 9. The Crystal's Chosen. This is Final Fantasy 6, except that I haven't fully played Final Fantasy 6. Dragoon's Lance. That's from Final Fantasy. Well, I mean, they do it a lot. I think that first showed up in Final Fantasy 4, right? I don't remember. This is Grahatia. I don't know where this is from, but I'm guessing Final Fantasy 14. Rosa. White Mage. This is Final Fantasy 4, right? Beatrix, definitely Final Fantasy 9. Item Shopkeep. Okay. Warrior's Sword is an equipment. I'm trying to read this upside down. Suplex, guys. Guys, they put the suplex in here. I heard about articles. Um, so talking about suplex. Freya, that's Final Fantasy 9, right? Samurai's Katana. Let's see. This is Barrett Wallace, Final Fantasy 7. Lightning, Final Fantasy 13. Judgment Bolt. Wait, how's this? Okay, that's a rare. That's a rare. Ultimo Weapon. That's also a rare. Ultimo Weapon shows up in a bunch of Final Fantasies. Did it first show up in 7 or did it show up somewhere else? And then we've got a bunch of lands. Rabinaster. That's from Final Fantasy 12, right? And then we've got planes. Oh, these planes are beautiful. Look at these guys. And he is running face first into a train. Cool card. Yes, that's right. Oh yeah, if you guys don't know about Sabin, I don't know how people pronounce it, but I pronounce it Sabin. But there's this meme where you can suplex the train, and there's a character named Sabin. That's how I pronounce it. And you can suplex a haunted train in Final Fantasy. Um, is that's 6? That's 6, right? Planes, planes. Oh, these are all beautiful. And then we've got mountains, also beautiful. And then we've got some tokens. All right, glorious. Oh, and then we've got helper cards. Oh, did I just flash a to unlock both start? Hey GipsonLens, do you play? Do you want? Do you want Magic the Gathering arena codes? I'm probably not going to use them. So Felden Kane 6 US3. Yeah, that's right. So for anybody who doesn't know, Final Fantasy has had a weird release thing in the world because in the United States, Final Fantasy 1 was released first as well as in Japan. But then when Final Fantasy 2 and 3 came out, they were only released in Japan. And then the fourth one was released in Japan called Final Fantasy 4, but in the United States, it was called Final Fantasy 2. And then Final Fantasy 5 came out in Japan, did not come out in the United States. And then Final Fantasy 6 uh, came out in Japan, but that was called Final Fantasy 3. So that's what Felden Kane's referencing right there. I know someone who might want the code. All right, cool. All right. And then Ancient Past, it's like 6 everywhere now. And then now, basically, when we jumped Nintendo to, or by we I mean Final Fantasy, jumped Nintendo to go to PlayStation, Sony, for Final Fantasy 7, they basically just called it 7 everywhere. So, yeah. So, I don't know how to pronounce I pronounce it Sahagen. I don't know if that's correct. Um, let's see. This is a Pixie. This is Retrieve the Esper. I think Espers that's what they call them in a bunch of them, right? But they're called that in 6 and 9. Is that correct? No, I don't remember. Dreams of Laguna, which is from Final Fantasy 8. Realm Sketching. I forget where Realm is from. Ultimecia. That's from 8. Undercity Dire Rat. All right. I know that I've gone and we've talked Shinra Reinforcements, Final Fantasy 7. But you know what? Sephiroth's Intervention, Final Fantasy 7. This is the intervention that they they chose the image for. If anybody's ever played Final Fantasy 7, spoilers by the way. Destroy target creature, you gain 2 life. Oh my god, that's so brutal, so brutal. Um, Shambling Sieth, I think that's Final Fantasy 13, right? Albed Salvagers, that's from Final Fantasy 10. Oh, Overkill. Oh wait, Overkill. That's. Oh my god! Look at this. Target creature gets -0, minus 9,999 until end of turn. The numbers don't normally get that big in this game, or at least not before. I guess modern day power creep, but like, -10 would be obscene, and now it's -0 minus 9,999, which is nuts. Evil Reawakened. So I've only been reading the titles, except I just saw that was such a huge number. I just had to comment on it. Seymour Flux, Deadly Embrace, Zand the Dark Mage. I don't know where he's from, even though I feel like that name is vaguely familiar. Magitech Scythe, and then Trino Dark City. I don't think I'm familiar with Trino, so it must be one that I haven't played. And then look at the beautiful islands, guys. Beautiful. Man, the artwork for all these, so amazing. Memloss, welcome in. How's it going? Thank you so much for the raid. Guys, if you're not following our friend Memloss, please give Memloss a follow. Thanks for that shout out, Chan. Oh, I thought they meant the ability in the game. Oh, hi guys, how's it going? Peekaboo Draws, welcome in. How's it going? And guys, you're not following our friend Peekaboo Draws. So we're currently going through the Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering starter play cards, and I just literally opened the box, and we're not going to learn how to play. I already know how to play Magic, but I'm going to be using these to perform some magic. But I was just admiring. This is the first time I'm looking at all these cards, and they're beautiful. Like the lands are beautiful, and then tokens. So, all right. But anyway, all right. So let's go ahead and. Oh, that's funny. This is black and blue. So, and then this is red and white. So black and blue, this is Backstreet Boys, right? Because they had an album called, and therefore red and white is in sync. Is that? Sorry, way too many. All right, I need a card that has 4 copies, or I could just maybe just use. Hold on, 1, 2, 3. No, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'm going to be using these 4 swamps. They are identical. And then, let me see here. I'm going to need 4, oh, do I have 4 7th Heaven Plains? Yes, okay. Here. Alright, there we go. Things couldn't be more black and white. Haha, pun intended. And if you guys don't know, that's okay. Alright, so over here, I have these swamps. They look like this. This doesn't immediately strike me. Is this when you go to the moon on a whale? Is that it? I don't remember. Maybe that's incorrect. But this is 7th Heaven from Final Fantasy VII. 8-card Brainwave? No, no, no. This is going to be Switch in Time, a.k.a. the Face Up Oil and Water. So, if I take one of these and I place it over here amongst these cards, and I take one of these and I place it amongst these cards, you will see that it kind of stands out, mostly because you can see this line along the planes, and everything else looks darker on the other cards, right? But look, if I just go ahead and I snap my fingers, that will make the card that is in the wrong pile jump back to the other pile. Now, if you don't believe me, I can show you all 4 of these cards, and you'll see the 7th Heaven bar. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Same thing over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and place, I'm going to break these up just so that we can place 2 black onto 2 white, 2 white onto 2 black. But now let's go ahead and snap, and we will make the card jump back. Artsy James says, "It seems Demon has gifted me a sub. I just saw the notification." Thank you kindly for coming in and saying hi, Artsy James. And yes, we had a hype train earlier, and Demon was kind enough to gift 5 community subs. So once again, thank you, Demon, and thanks for hopping in, Artsy James. I don't know if you guys can tell, but look, that actually made the card that's sitting in the cards that have been in the wrong pile, they jump to the other pile. I know, it's super weird, but look, these, you all now look the same, right? Because there's 4 of those, and over here, there's 4 of these. I know, right? So crazy, so crazy. Okay, so this is the only part that we have to do face down, because I'm going to go ahead and swap this plains for this swamp like this. And here's where the face down part comes in. I turn these face down, and I'm going to put this amongst them like this. And turn these face down. Put this in there amongst them. There we go. And now, oh yeah, I can turn them face up and we can give another snap. And actually, if we just go through, each one of these will look the same because they all are the same. And over here, of course, each one of these are the same as well. And that, my friends, is Switch in Time, a.k.a. the Face Up Oil and Water with Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy cards. And there we go. So, thanks for clearing that, Chan. RT James says, those cards look good. I know, right? I was just commenting on these cards, and the artwork is so beautiful. I understand so many references because I played most of the mainline Final Fantasy games that were not MMOs. So yeah. And the other thing is that there is a Final Fantasy card game that's not this one, and I have those cards, but they're not physically good for actually doing magic tricks. And I'm like, Magic the Gathering cards are better at doing it. Like, I could do Final Fantasy tricks finally with Magic the Gathering cards. Thank you kindly for the claps. Chan the Magic Man, Artsy James, Peekaboo Draws, E-Room, Charlie's Beats. So, thank you so much. And, guys, the queue is empty. If anybody would like to request anything, feel free. All right, for anybody who wasn't here at the beginning of stream, because I did kind of give a big update. So up through last week, I had never performed for a paying magic gig. Well, this week is going to be different. By the end of this week, I will have done 3 magic gigs, paying magic gigs. So on Wednesday, I've got like an instructional class where I'm going to my public library and we're going to be teaching people how to do sleight of hand. So introduction to sleight of hand. And then on Friday, I've got 2 almost back-to-back birthday parties. One for a kid and then one for an adult. And so it's going to be a crazy week. So I was like, oh man. And keep in mind, this is like my first foray into doing paid gigs. So hopefully I'll be okay. Hopefully it'll be entertaining. But I was like so excited, and I'm like, oh my god, this is nuts. And the fact that the other 2 gigs are like almost back to back. I have like an hour in between to basically like drive to the other gig and maybe have dinner or something, or have a quick meal. All right, so that's the big news. There's a lot of little news, but for the most part, that's the big news. So that's the important stuff. um, so I bought these Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering cards, so that's great. We recently had like a fundraising sale here. So what happens at the local high school? I mean, it's for the local high school, but it doesn't happen at the local high school because they don't have a big enough space. But they have this huge, gigantic, one time a year like yard sale flea market thing where they call it the super sale, and they advertise it everywhere, and they take donations like for like 5 days before the event or whatever, and everybody puts their stuff like in there. They have volunteers sort through everything, and it's basically like a crazy 2-day flea market. So you go in and you just grab stuff and then you go pay for it, and literally all of the money goes to fundraising for the high school programs and stuff. And I found a bunch of stuff. If you guys remembered me talking about like the super sale last year, I got a ton of new decks of cards, and unfortunately, I did not get a ton of cards this year. However, I did get some, and so I figured I would show some of those off as well today. Looks like Charlie has requested a trick called Birds of a Feather. Let me see if I can do that trick with any of these cards. Alright, guys. I think this is a good time for me to show off. Chan, thanks for the lurk. Oh, by the way, if you guys have been sitting around for a while and you've not hydrated, please feel free to hydrate. I'm having blood orange herbal tea tonight. But the first deck I would like to show you is this Spider-Man deck. So here we go. Spider-Man. Wait, I just realized that I will need to grab some cards really quick. So let me search for those before I show you the deck. Or actually, maybe I'll do the trick first, and then it'll be better. And it's actually surprisingly difficult to see. Maybe this won't be the best. Hang on, please hold. Okay, all right. Okay, so next up we'll do Birds of a Feather. And let's see here. Okay. All right, let's start with this. Okay. Mark writes, is please hold a trick name sounds like it could be? Oh, are you trying to do a song list? Let me know. By the way, welcome in, Mark writes. How's it going? Oh, is please hold a trick name? It sounds like it could be. I don't know. I'm having trouble understanding what that means. All right, so um, yeah, let us know. All right, so the Spider-Man deck has this as a back. It's basically Spider-Man, and then on the front there's an image on every single card, and all of the images are unique. So I've set aside the 4 kings. It's actually very difficult to tell even the black and red cards apart because the red cards are blue. So, but yeah, I've set aside the 4 kings, and so here this one is the king of uh, clubs. This one is the king of hearts. This one is the king of spades. And this one is the king of diamonds. Uh, GipsonLens says, yes, I had trouble parsing. I think is, please hold a trick name. It sounds like it could be. Oh, so I thought it could be a trick name. Oh, please hold. That's a good question. I don't know of a trick that's called please hold, but I can check my spreadsheet right after this. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and place... Wait, what are we doing? Hold on. I'm having trouble doing both, doing the trick and trying to think, chat through for a second. So please hold. Sorry, guys. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's do that again. Four kings. And here we have the king of diamonds, king of clubs, king of hearts, and the king of spades. And here's what we would do. If you were here, you could cut the deck. I would ask you to cut maybe about 3/4 of the way down, like so. And then if you were here, I would ask you to cut maybe about 2/3 of the way down. It could be a card more, a card less, not a big deal. And then for this last one, I'd ask you to cut about half of the cards, like this down here. And so now what I'm going to do is we will mark each one of these cards with a king. And so let's go ahead and do that. We'll mark this one with a king as well. So boom. I just realized this is very difficult to see as far as because all of the images are different. And so we'll mark this one with a king and then this last one right there. So, but what are the odds that I can now get all of the kings to jump from each of their piles down to one place without touching anything? Because watch. So Spider-Man has swung from each one of these piles up to this tall building right here. Is this Marvel versus cards? No, this is just a regular deck of playing cards that I picked up at a flea market super sale, and it's this. But now if I show you, and we'll show each one. So that's the King of Hearts, the King of Spades, the King of Diamonds, and the King of Clubs. Now, I don't know if you guys knew, Peter Parker, which is, by the way, spoilers, Spider-Man Secret Identity, Peter Parker, very great at science, and he is very precise. So I don't know if you knew that going in, but when you cut at each one of these places, it was so precise that if you take a look, you cut at the Ace of Hearts, the Ace of Spades, the Ace of Clubs, and of course, the Ace of Diamonds. Alstro Art says, Spider-Man is my favorite Thanksgiving movie, says Alstro Art. All right, and that, my friends, is Birds of a Feather with the Spider-Man Marvel deck. This is, let me see here. This is licensed by Aquarius, so that one that one company that doesn't make cards very good, but they have all of the licenses for all the things. So unfortunately, this is not a complete deck. We are missing a card. So we are missing a, surprisingly, Queen of Clubs. So we're missing the Chan card. Thank you kindly for the claps. Charlie's Beats, Elstro Art, Felden Kane. Hard to even see the card names on the phone. The cards are cool, but I don't think people on the phone could see the card numbers. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Even on desktop, I don't think you could see it. Like basically, if I show you like any of these cards, and here's the thing, Mark, the suits, the black suits are black in the corner, but the red suits are blue. So like it's even harder to discern. Alstro Art, thank you so much for the resub for 3 months in advance. Thank you, Alstro Art. Let me go ahead and find the Alstro Art signed card. The 10 of Hearts. There we go. Thank you so much for the resub, Alstro Art. Okay, and that, my friends, was Birds of a Feather with the Spider-Man deck. The new Spider-Man deck. It's probably an old Spider-Man deck, because obviously everything was used. Oh, I did find a brand new deck at the Super Sale. It was just a brand new bicycle deck, though. So, okay. But the narration was great. Thanks, Mark Rides. Okay. Whew. All right. So, let's see. Twisting Picasso's arm. All right. Probably won't be able to do that with any of these new decks. So before we do that one, let me show you another deck. And this one is for anybody who's a fan of sci-fi. Maybe the specific property is not the best exemplary version by general nerd consensus, but I found a deck. Elster Art says, Was it a vintage Ohio bicycle deck or modern Kentucky deck? Oh, that's right. I did not check. I without looking, and it's not here. It's upstairs. Without looking or guess, I would guess it's Kentucky, but actually that's not. I don't know. So, but good call. I don't know. For anybody who doesn't know what Alstro Art's talking about, so Bicycle is a brand of playing cards, and a lot of you have probably seen them. It's the one with the standard design. It basically looks like this. This is like one version of it, but on the bottom of each box, and you'll see that it's made by the United States Playing Card Company, and it will tell you whether it was made from Erlanger, Kentucky, which is the I think the primary factory that has all the good playing cards, and then there's one in Ohio. So all the ones I happen to have here are all from Kentucky. But anyway, all right. So let me show you this. So for anybody who likes Star Wars, this is the weirdest Star Wars deck I've ever acquired. So here it is: Star Wars Episode One: The Phantom Menace 3D by Cartamundi. So first of all, it's in a metal tin, and I'm like, all right, that's cool. Metal tin, protect the cards. But I was not expecting. I was like, oh, was it referencing like the 3D version of the Star Wars movie? I don't know. So, did you know Cartamundi bought Bicycle? I believe I did. Well, Bicycle specifically, or bought. Oh no, wait, that's new news, right? Anyway, so while I wait, while Alstro Art confirms, let me open this box for you. This actually is the strangest part of this, but if you take a look at each one of these cards, now the back doesn't look that much, doesn't look anything crazy here. But if you turn the card over, it has like that. You can actually see that the card. They tried to make the card 3D, so when you tilt it, it's got like that. What is it called? The lenticular surface or whatever. So you can see like images. Cartamundi bought USPCC in 2019. Oh, okay, all right. Oh yeah, the entire USPCC. Yes, okay, that sounds more familiar. Yeah, but like every single card has that on one side, and I'm just like, oh my god, this is insane. Wait, is he just looking at in two different directions? Wait. You could have like completely different images, and what do you do? You just put a single dude face on. Why? Here's same thing with this. What man? I feel like whoever bought this like at full price got cheated, but on some of those cards. Like at least this one, no. I would expect one with and makeup, one without makeup. He's not just a dude. He's Qui-Gon Jinn. I know. Their quality control is bad. Looks like upper deck holographic cards. Yeah, but it was made by Cartamundi. I will let you know that the cards do feel pretty good. I have no idea if these images will stand. Uh, let me see. Let me see if we could do some magic with these. They do feel good. They do feel like decent versions of plastic cards. Um, okay, so let's see. This is what the seven of clubs with was it C3PO and Qui-Gon and Anakin, right? So let's go ahead and grab that, put it in the middle. Boom, 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 and then look, it should jump back up to the top. Boom. All right, so I did some magic with it. That seems okay. We'll do it again. Put it back in. Make it jump back up to the top. There you go. Okay. Let's see if I could do something else really quick here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think they should remake Star Wars Episode 1. So that's hard. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. I think that should look. All right. 1. Okay. So yeah, I guess these are, you could do some magic with them. They're probably hard to see, and then it could still be confused because the image will look weird at two different angles. But the story has a lot of potential, more than any other episode. Yeah, like if it's the first in a chronological story, it has a lot of potential. And then there was a lot of flack around it, and it I feel like they tried to do a bunch of fun stuff, but as a movie, I feel like it was all over the place. I feel like a lot of people give the Jar Jar character a lot of flack, but okay. So let me go ahead and get ready to perform twisting Picasso's arm while we talk about. Oh, skip my request. I need to get a snack. Be right back. Okay. All right. We will hold on twisting Picasso's arm until Mark Rides gets back. I mean, I can still prep for it, and then we can just not do it until we're ready. But I can show another deck because there isn't currently anything else in the queue. Which, by the way, if anybody wants to see more Magic, feel free to request more tricks. Let me see here. Okay, all right, we are ready. And then, okay, in the interim, did you ever play Lego Star Wars? Those games were peak, says Alstro Art. I did not play Lego Star Wars. However, my wife and I, own a couple of copies because she ended up loving playing a ton of the Lego Star Wars or Lego games, really, because she's a bigger fan of Harry Potter than I am, and she loves Lego in general. So she played like several of the Harry Potter ones, several of the Star Wars Lego games. Um, I forgot we had a couple more, but I don't remember what genres they were or what IPs they were. All right, let's see. Okay, so while we're waiting for Mark Ratz to come back, let's go ahead and show off. Here's another deck that I got. So before becoming magician, I liked to collect some playing cards, which is why I actually ended up having a bunch of playing cards initially. But here is one, and I never purchased this from the actual place. This was purchased at that flea market super sale thing. San Francisco. I have been here once. Wait, what's that blue? Oh, that blue dot, by the way, is actually a reflection of the blue dot from the camera. That's crazy. That I've never seen that before. Wait, are my other cases that are clear, are they not that reflective? How about this one? Dude, that's so weird that this case reflects that blue dot like perfectly. Wait, where's my other clear deck? Does this one not reflect? Oh, this one's more like open. Oh, but this one does. That's so weird. I guess I've just never put something up here before. Anyway, so these cards surprisingly not good. Unfortunately. Let's see. Somebody paid $3.99 for them and also did not get them from San Francisco presumably. Unless I guess they got it from a uh, if you can see, oh, if it'll focus, it says CVS Pharmacy, which is a pharmacy store around here. But anyway, so these cards are pretty cheap feeling. They are bridge size, so they're narrower than standard, and I think they're just a tad shorter. So like if I show you a regular, uh, so it does not overlap, so it's a bridge size card. Yep. And then it's just paper. There's no plastic coating. There's no air pockets. There's no interwoven anything. And I haven't even shuffled it. But I guess the inaugural let's ruin the deck by shuffling it. So here we go. Shuffle's okay. Let all the yeah, all the faces standard. Pretty standard, yeah. Here's what a Joker here looks like. The black Joker. Yeah, so this is like one of the most uninspired decks that I've seen ever. Sorry. Look, I'm not blaming San Francisco for this. It's whoever made the deck, which conveniently there's no identifying information on the print. So, yep, there we go. Probably won't be doing any magic with this because also it's a full bleed image, and if anybody's heard me talk about doing magic with full bleed images, it might be good to cheat in the game until people realize how you cheat in the game. Look, I know exactly where that card is. Ta-da! All right, we're taking a quick break. See you in a minute and a half. All right, perfect timing for a break. Okay, for anybody else who's still here, I'm gonna go ahead and practice the coin matrix because I normally like to do that every stream now. So, I mean, I've been doing it every stream for a while, but I have a new order. So we're going to do this, and then we're going to do this, and then we're going to do this. Okay, and then let's see, Mark Rides can let us know when he comes back for his request. And let's go ahead and, oh yeah, and I have new coins to show off here actually. Yeah, I'll do the trick. I'll show off the coins when everybody gets back. So, all right, here we go. 4 coins and 4 cards. Boom. Okay. Oh yeah, if anybody magically somehow can see the details on the coins and recognizes it, kudos to you. All right, so here we go. The standard classic coin matrix that we all know and love, or at least I love it. I love it so much that like this is like the only non-card trick that I've like gone in depth on. And so like we'll make this jump from here to there. 1, 2, 3. It happens pretty fast, and then we'll do it again from here. 1, 2, and 3. And then last one has already. Hmm. Hmm. You know, guys, I'm back with chips. We just have to make it appear. All right, there we go. Welcome back, Mark Rides. All right, cool. All right, so that was the coin matrix. Let's go ahead and push up Twisting Picasso's arm. But just so that if anybody is curious about those coins, so I recently came into a bunch of Crunch Lab boxes, or not boxes, but like if anybody is familiar with Mark Rober, the YouTuber, he started a business where he ships out like a subscription box to kids so they put together things. One of those subscription boxes had coins in them, and I got like 25 of these completed kits. And these are the Crunch. So this side says Crunch Labs. I don't know if it'll focus, but the other side is the wrench for the Crunch Labs box logo. And so I got like a bunch of these kits, and I went through them like for an entire day last week, which is one of my days because I was like, oh my god, somebody paid like hundreds of dollars for all of these kits, and now they're just getting getting rid of them basically. Um, and so I'm like, oh my god, but I wanted to see what was still good, what wasn't, maybe what needed to be fixed, what would be fun for me and my daughter, and so on. So, all right, cool. So Mark Rides is now back with snacks, and the ad is over, so we should be able to progress without being interrupted now for Twisting Picasso's arm. All right, guys. So here I've got 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now these cards are black face cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4. However, um, what we're going to be doing with these is I need to turn I'm going to turn them into beautiful works of art by grabbing the color red onto my finger like this, and I'm going to be painting one of these red. Oh, you thought I was going to paint this one red. No, I was painting another one red, and it just happens to go through this one because now, if you can see, here's one red. I just realized that I might, hold on. We just have one red, right? Okay, one red. Yep, okay. Now we're going to need a second red. So I'm going to paint another card red. Because now I can show you. There's 1, 2 red. Okay, all right. Okay, so now let's go ahead and paint a third one red. There you go, 3 red. And before I turn the last one from blue to red, here, I do want to show you that there is precisely one more left. And actually, in this case, let's now grab some of the red paint and apply it. And here we go. Now, if I show you, all of them are now red. Not only that, actually, if I show you all of them at the same time, they're all red. But not only did we paint the backs red, we've also painted the fronts red as well. And that, my friends, is Twisting Picasso's Arm, which is like the trick name that I've been calling it, and the one that stuck in my head. But I also called it Picasso's Paintings, which made more sense contextually from the story. But there you go. Thank you kindly for that request. Mark Rides, thank you kindly for the claps. Felden Kane, Alstro Art, Artsy James, E-Room. Thank you kindly. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Okay, all right. So I do realize that I sometimes mess up tricks here, and all of this has been building up to doing the real gigs, and if I mess up, hopefully I'll be able to recover. So if you guys didn't notice during that coin matrix, like a couple minutes ago, I did kind of mess up, and I'm like, wait a second, I think I recovered okay, and like lay people wouldn't know, but you guys know it's like, oh, that's not how it's supposed to end. So, but anyway, that's okay. All right, let's go back to this trick now. So now we're going to do the clear card coin matrix. So once again, we have 4 coins. And then we've got clear cards over here. So if you take a look, they are clear on both sides, as one would imagine. I'm now going to cover up each coin with a clear card. And here's what we are going to do. We are going to go ahead and do the trick, but with the clear cards, okay? So here we go. 1, 2, and happens pretty quick. Don't blink. 1, 2, and 3. And then the last one. And 1, 2, and 3. And if some people suspect that there's something with the cards here, let me show you both sides of the clear cards, just in case you suspect anything super weird. And that, my friends, is the clear card coin matrix. Okay. And then, oh yeah, and we can just go right into the cardless version. So let me clear that. Let me do this. Okay. All right. So here we've got them in that same rectangular, squarish, and hands empty. Okay. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. There's the 4. And then now we're doing the fancy finale. Fancy finisher. Finish him. How was that for fatality? I just realized that was funnier in my head. Hopefully you guys found that amusing. I was thinking finish her, and then it's like finish him, and it's like okay, Mortal Kombat. Thank you kindly for the jumbo emote Astro art. Yeah, Mortal Kombat. That's right. Thank you kindly for the claps. E Room Bay JMB. Thank you kindly. I thought that was funny. I I laughed. GipsonLens got the Mortal Kombat. Actually, wait. Does everybody have the flawless victory? Oh yeah, that's a global. Yeah. That's right. Flawless victory. Oh my God, Astro art. Thank you kindly for the gigantic emote. Bay JMB has the mind blown. Thank you for the mind blown. And thanks for the lol Felded Kane. Um, Flippin' King Sandwich. Barney of the Rubble. Thank you for the request for Flippin' King Sandwich. Full disclosure, I don't remember how to do that one. However, actually, you know what we can do for you this time, Barney? Um, I have the animal cards this time. So we can do from last stream you requested flyaway owls. So we can go ahead and do a version of that. So let me go ahead and trick request V sisters. But thank you once again, Barney, for the I'll call them the esoteric requests. So, by the way, if anybody doesn't know what Barney is requesting, I know that Barney watches my YouTube channel, and because everything that Barney basically tries to request is basically the name of a trick that I put up there. And if anybody is curious, and you didn't know, I have over 340, I think, magic tricks on my YouTube channel. And that's of just like performances of where I do the thing. It's not even including like just a magic trick put to music or like my other content like tutorials and stuff. So feel free to check it out. But if you're curious, you can go look. But I actually forget which animals I used for flyaway owls, except for the owls. So we're just going to wing it, and I'm just going to use. I'm gonna have to figure out what other what other animals make sense. Let me see here. Okay, yeah, this one. Let's do this one, and then what's R? Okay, yeah, that'll work. Okay, so let's see here. I just realized this is a brand new version of the deck, and this might be a little bit difficult for the trick because slightly they're not flat. So let's for kidlings like Chan, YouTube is what we had before Tim Talk TikTok. You know what? If there was a Tim Talk that was a direct competitor to TikTok, maybe I would consider using. Okay, all right. Let me see if I remember how to set up for this thing. Because it is not immediately intuitive based on these real cards. Oh, you can. Hold on. I need to. Okay. Okay. I just have to remember how to set this up with with these cards. Um. Hmm. This is tricky, guys. I'm actually almost recreating this trick on the fly. I can get you a Tim Tam. Is a Tim Tam like an old GPS system? No, that's a Tom Tom. That's different. Okay, let's see. Maybe the easiest way to do this would be, um, geez. This is going to be nuts. I don't know if I can do this. I'm actually thinking it is going to be super weird. So I have to do something like this. Sorry guys, I'm recreating a trick on the fly. Okay, so boom, 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 and then boom, boom, boom. Okay. Oh my god, this is so brutal. So if I go... Jeez. Alright guys, we're gonna wing this, and hopefully it turns out okay, because if it doesn't, boss trick, I guess. Although it's kind of off menu, so maybe I shouldn't be too hard on myself. Okay. Oh my god! Anonymous Gifter, thank you so much for the gift sub to Barney of the Rubble. And Mark Rides, thank you so much for the resub for 16 months. Thank you so much. And I do see a request from Charlie's Beats, but before we get there, let me find Mark Rides signed King. Mark Rides signed the King of Hearts. Thank you, Mark Rides. And thank you to Anonymous for the gift sub to Barney of the Rubble. Greatly appreciate it. All right. So let me try and do this trick. All right. So this is the Alphabet Go Fish deck. And it features artwork from Eric Carl, which is like a child author or author and illustrator. I'm not sure. I should know this, but Mark Rides, thank you for the 5 gift subs. Holy crap. All right, I'll wait for the emotes to clear before we proceed. Artsy James, thank you so much for the wow, the claps. So many emotes. Hold on, my hands are all right. Actually, I haven't done anything, so let's see who got some gifts. Checking the Gaff Beater, Mem Loss, Ash G OTW, David 55626, and Peekaboo Draws. Thank you so much. We're taking an ad break. See you in 1 minute and 30 seconds. All right, good. So everybody who's not subbed, if I mess this up, then they won't see it. All the people who are like OGs, you guys get to see this trick. All right, so, but importantly, Barney has a sub now, so it should not be interrupted. It is effectively Barney's request. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 cards, and this is a rhino. So I'm going to go ahead and leave a rhino down here. And then if I just go ahead and if I show you that we've got another rhino down here, so I'm going to go ahead and place that over here. Now we've got 2 other animals. We have a hippo and a hippo. All right, so we have rhinos and hippos. But look, if I just go ahead and I grab the 2 rhinos and put them over here, you're actually going to see that the rhinos are now over here. However, I don't know if you know, but if I go ahead and I take the hippos and blow them away, now you would expect maybe the rhinos or the hippos to be down here, but we overwrote the hippos with the rhinos, and then we blew the rhinos away. And so over here we actually have, if we look down in the canyon, we actually have 2 monkeys. But now wait, we should totally be able to see the rhinos, the hippos over here, right? But no, that's not the case, because here we've got owl and owl. And so, my friends, this is a version of Bee Sisters that I called Flyaway Owls. I had a better story, but actually I didn't make the owls fly away, which is the problem. But I think I did the trick, and it was a lot more complicated than when I did it on my YouTube channel. But anyway, um, Mark Rides says, Harry Lorraine is that guy that built the Divine Lorraine Hotel? I'm not sure. That's a good question. And Barney of the Rebel says, I know what you did. You do, Mark. But anyway, Mark Rides, thank you so much for the 5 gift subs. Thank you kindly for that. Let's go ahead and you know what? Let's do the One-Eyed Jack sandwich trick with Mark Rides and Charlie's Beats because Charlie also requested it. So, here we go. And that was a scuffed version of Fly Away Owls. It's a trick called Bee Sisters, um, but with animal cards instead. So, all right. Thank you kindly for the claps. Artsy James, Alstro Art, Felden Kane. Okay. All right. So here we have Charlie's Beats and Mark Rides, the King of Hearts and the Ace of Spades. Now, never mind. I just Googled it. It's Divine Lorraine, so different spelling. Ah, okay. Yeah, probably. As far as I know, Harry Lorraine, he was known for a couple of things. Magic, which is one. And then later, he was known for memorization. So if you actually look up Harry Lorraine stuff, like later in his life, he published books on like how to teach like the regular person how to memorize better, what you can do with better memorization, and like that was like his thing. And he did use it for magic sometimes, but like that's kind of what ended up happening. So unfortunately, Harry Lorraine is no longer around. But um, if anybody watches, by the way, if you want to see something funny, I thought it was funny the first time, but go look up Harry Lorraine card tricks and like find the ones where he does them. I swear, I basically call him and think of him in my head as the Regis Philbin of card magic. Like in my head because his mannerisms or the way that he talks is like just like Regis Philbin. And so, yeah. He was also known for his Magic Cafe posts. Yes, yes. I mean, well, Harry Lorraine was kind of a prominent figure in the Magic community, so that's not surprising. Okay, all right. First things first. We will need a card selected. And actually, is there anybody on desktop that would like to select the card? Actually, I can know what it is too. So let's. You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. So feel free to click. That's not fair. Okay, there you go. Better. All right. If anybody wants to click directly on the screen and you're on desktop, you should be able to click on the screen and we should have one of these selected. And if you're not on desktop, if you just want to call out the card, these two will be the one-eyed jacks. But, oh yeah, so we're talking about Harry Lorraine because Harry Lorraine is the creator of this trick. So, well, he does not claim that he created this trick. I think that's on the, is that on the 6? I'm gonna say that's on the 6. All right, it's definitely on one of these two, but actually we'll see. Actually, you know what? We were gonna use 2 anyway. So here's what we're gonna do. Actually, this is way more interesting if I use the signed one actually for one part of it, and then this one for the other part. Okay, I'm gonna take the 6 of spades. This is the card that nobody cares about because nobody assigned it. So we're gonna place that in between the ace and the king, like so. And then we're gonna cut them into the middle of the deck, like this, okay? Now, this card, the important thing that we need to know here is that it's impossible for this card to be in between the king and the ace, correct? Right. And if I just show you, they're going to be buried deep inside. They're not like near the top or anything. But if I go ahead and I take this and I cut this into the middle, it will give Mark Rides and Charlie's Beats a chance to try and capture unfocused in IA. Now, I don't know if you guys know, but Unfocused NIA can no longer be captured because she has changed her stream name to her name, Nalani Proctor. And so this is now a rare catch. And so, I don't know if you know, it should be impossible for Charlie's Beats and Mark Rides to capture Unfocused NIA. But if I show you, I mean, this should have been the 6 of spades, right? But if I show you, it is not. It is the 5 of hearts, signed by Unfocused NIA, formerly known as Unfocused NIA, now known as Nalani Proctor. And that, my friends, is One-Eyed Jack Sandwich starring Charlie's Beats and Mark Rides, featuring Nalani Proctor, Unfocused NIA. Wait, what's her new name? I believe she should be here. Let's go at Nalani Proctor. Okay, I believe that's the correct one. Um, I'm just gonna click on it to make sure I go to the right place. Yep. Okay, there it is. So yeah, same account. She just changed her name. So if you were following Unfocused before, you should be following her still now. But then again, we know that Twitch sometimes unfollows for you, unhelpfully unfollows for you. Still a joke that we all have to contend with on occasion. All right. Currently, the queue is empty. If anybody would like to request any magic, feel free. In the interim, we can go through some more decks that I bought from the super sale. But anyway, oh yeah, once again, Mark Rides, thank you so much for the generous 5 gift subs to the community. So thank you. And once again, if anybody who subbed today didn't get a chance to request a trick, feel free to request a trick. I would be more than happy to. That subbed or give subbed or anything. So, okay, all right. Let's see. Next up, we have 2 local decks. So I say local because I don't think you could really get them outside of the greater Rochester area, which is the metro area in which I live, Rochester, New York. So I have this deck, and it looks like it was printed, custom printed by, I don't even know, because it just says casino quality at the top, premium playing cards, casino quality card stock on the side, and then on the back it says made in the USA. Um, but these are Grist Iron Brewing Company, which is a local brewing company here. And so the faces basically look pretty normal. This is a complete deck, and there's one blemish that I was able to find, and it is this white spot here because of the other ones. So this card was stuck to another card, presumably with some beer, I guess would be my guess, because, brewing company. But Artsy James has requested Pink Floyd. All right. And then Mark Rides has requested Perfect Pair. All right. Excellent. You know what? I could do Perfect Pair with this deck, I believe. So first I'm going to let's go ahead and do Perfect Pair first, and then I will, because I need to get specific cards for Pink Floyd. So we're just going to reverse those, and we will do this trick. So first of all, I need to make a prediction. And I know we normally try and use the sign, but we know that it's the King of Hearts. So thank you for the request, Mark Rides. And all right, so now I'm going to try and make a prediction. So the prediction is going to be, let's see here. You know what? This might be a pretty good prediction. Right here. Okay. So here's my prediction. We're going to leave that right there. And now we're going to need a card selected. And this one we will want to, oh, this is going to be horrible to discern which card. But if somebody who is on desktop can click directly on the screen to select one of these cards. Now, in order for you to understand the significance of this trick, all right, actually, we've got two people. One's jumping around a lot. This is the next one that I saw, and it's not moving. So I think I would like to go with this one. So we're going to go ahead and push that one out. If you were here, you could freely select which one. But just to, oh yeah, let's make sure that stays on camera. Just to explain what the perfect pair is. So a perfect pair in this trick is two cards that share a color. So for example, this card is the 2 of clubs. Now the pair to the 2 of clubs would be a 2 that's black and is of the other suit, so the 2 of spades. All right. So here is the selection. Now here's the rest of the deck, okay? And I just want you to quickly take a look that they are all different. So it wasn't like this was force or anything in any way, shape, or form. But here's what we are going to do. What I would like to do now is show you that I somehow knew that your card was going to be connected to my prediction. So first things first, let me go ahead and show you my prediction. So my prediction was the 2 of diamonds. Now if this was to be successful, the mate to the 2 of diamonds would have to be the 2 that's red and of the other suit. So the 2 of hearts. Now what are the odds that the card that you selected is indeed the 2 of hearts? Well, I don't know if you can tell, but it's a magic trick, so 100%. And you know that sample card that I showed you? It was a 2 as well, right? A black 2? Was it this one, the 2 of spades? Well, because here's another 2 right there. And I don't know why this is here. Hi, guys. She was peeping on the 2s. All right. So, fun story. I tried to ad-lib the ending there. I think it could have been just a teeny bit better. Almost 100% good, but with the additional thing at the end. The other thing was that even though this is not like a full bleed image, the color on this side is way different than the color on this side. So things to note as magicians. I know that there are some magicians in chat, so. But otherwise, that is, yeah. Mark Wright says, I think hearts and clubs have similar shapes and diamonds and spades do, so shouldn't hearts and clubs be a perfect pair? Yeah, in this trick, I mean, you can define it however you want. I usually just use, like everybody in card magic calls the mate basically the one of the same color. But yeah, if you want to build the story of like the opposites attract, you could do that too. One thing that you could really do with something like this is use 2 decks and then have the matching card actually be the exact same card from the other deck. Bay, it says, I have trouble using one-way back designs. Yeah, one-way back designs, especially full bleed ones, are super annoying for Magic. This one at least does not have a full bleed image, but the color is the same. But like, yeah, it's also one way. So I love calling the mates doppelgangers. Ooh, that's a good one. So yeah, so here, let me tell you what the one-way design Bay JMB is talking about. So this design, I have all of the cards facing the exact same way right now. And what we could do is, let's say you had a card, the 2 of spades selected. Well, if we just put it back into the middle of the deck, I know exactly where it is in the deck because all I have to do is just go through the deck and find the one that's facing in the incorrect direction. So, and this is the one, this is the 2 of spades. So that's basically what Bay J and B is talking about. Now, this is not a problem here because as I said, it's the same color all the way around. But let me go ahead and grab, where was that? San Francisco deck. Here we go. So that San Francisco deck, this is also a one-way image design. So if I took a card and I put it in, now, did you guys see? Because like if I just spread, you guys can tell exactly where that card is. It's right here, right? Just by looking at the edge, because this is a full bleed image. So Geodemon has redeemed clear plastic cards. All right, I cannot do Pink Floyd with clear plastic cards, but we will do another trick with clear plastic cards. But thank you for the redeem, Geodemon. So, but yeah, that was perfect pair and discussing one-way back designs. So this is also a one-way back design. Okay. All right. Anyway, as you can imagine, some magicians can use one-way back designs to their advantage if the audience doesn't know about it. FYI, I just revealed a secret, not really of magic, but I mean, I would hope that that's kind of common sense to some extent. All right, let me get ready to perform. Hold on, I'm just going to hop back up here while I get ready for Pink Floyd. And actually, I have to move, make some space because there's a bunch of cards that aren't normally here, i.e., from the sale. Okay. All right. And we're taking a quick ad break. All right, so let's go ahead and wait for the ad break. Once again, if you've been sitting around for a while and you've not hydrated, please feel free to hydrate. And I'm just going to prep for this. Here we go. Yeah, so one of the things I'm thinking about for the gigs is like, what non-card tricks can I do? Because like obviously everything that I do here is pretty much card tricks, but I do know a few that are. There's actually some card tricks that I can do in real life that don't really play well here. So I've been doing to just random practice, just so I can get up to snuff for the gigs. Um, but yeah. Oh yeah. So for anybody who can hear right now, the help that I need is if anybody has any ideas for like tricks related to sports, um, Harry Potter, comedy, or making it funny for a kid, I'm totally down for that help. So let me know. Okay. All right. Oh yeah. Let me let me know when back. Let me know when back. Okay. And let me put some cards away really quick so that they're not in the way. I need to flatten out these animal cards, by the way. So I have to figure out a way to do that. I can't even put them back into the box. Bay says, you could try and find galleons from Harry Potter to do your coin matrix with. I do have some coins that could look like, I have a ton of board games and some of them have metal coins. So we could do something like that. Yeah, the Harry Potter one is kind of a weird one because there's not going to be a show there. That's all walk around. So I'm not sure if I'm going to even have a dedicated table to potentially do that with. But I mean, I can carry some coins. I also understand the concept of how coins across works. I haven't practiced it, but it's something I could do. C Films, welcome in. How's it going? Sports players wear numbers on their jerseys. Ooh, that's a good one. Because I can basically then use any of the numbers. Yeah. And so for any transpositions, we could have them like passing the ball or something, or we could have you didn't see, number 10 come out of nowhere, right? That's a good idea. Thanks, eFilms. Um, what else could we do? Oh, like number 7 hits it is so lucky, hits it out of the park, and like there's maybe a card that represents the ball, but then he hit it out of the park, so you can't see it anymore. Like, that's okay. Yeah, that didn't even occur to me, and that's a perfect segue to literally include almost every sport. Are there? I mean, certainly every team sport has jerseys with numbers, right? The only ones that aren't like, you know, not the teams like tennis, they probably don't have numbers on their jersey in tennis. All right, I think everybody's probably back from the ad break now, so let's go ahead and do Pink Floyd, requested by Artsy James, or water polo. Water polo doesn't have numbers. That's surprising because that is a team sport, right? So okay, I'm gonna be doing this trick like, well, they don't have jerseys. Oh, that makes sense. Full disclosure, I've never really watched a game of water polo, so. Meh. All right, hold on. Before I start this, let me just look up water polo uniform, just so I'm not thinking about what the heck. Oh, okay. They're just wearing bathing suits, right? Everybody's just wearing bathing suit. You could conceivably have a bit. Oh, but I guess if you have to custom make everybody's bathing suit, yeah, it could get expensive. I guess the numbers on the cap. Oh, they do have numbers on their cap. Yeah. Okay. Yep. You got it. That's correct. I didn't even notice that. I wasn't even thinking about it. But I mean, that would make sense from like the camera aerial standpoint of. All right. Okay. So here we go. Pink Floyd. Page says you could do get 2 opposing teams on 4 playing cards each, and then do 8 card brainwave and switch into. Yo, that's actually a cool idea too. And then I could even claim that when the card goes into the other pile, it's offsides. But when the whistle blows, they're now on the correct side. Yo, that's brilliant. I like that idea. Okay. All right. This is good stuff. Something similar with the 4 Hogwarts houses. Ooh. Yeah, we could do something because there's 4 suits, 4 Hogwarts houses. That's for sure. Oh, uh, let me do this trick, Pink Floyd, as though I've never done it before. To whom it may concern, these 4 jokers are haunted and will not let themselves be doppelganged. What does that even mean? A word of warning: do not place these jokers back to back. All right. Well, guys, first of all, let's take a look what we've got here. We've got 4 bluebacks. And look, and let's see what we've got over here. We've got 4 jokers. Huh. Interesting. So this note says not to place them back to back. I wonder what could happen if I was to place them back to back. Let's take a look. Oh, interesting. This one too? No, just this one. Okay. All right. That's interesting. So, but we have more cards. So what if I was to do it again? Oh, that one's red now too. This one? No. Okay, just that one. Okay. So now we have 2 blue-backed jokers. Actually, for science, let's go ahead and do an experiment. They said that if we place them back to back, something will happen. But what if we place them face to face? Anything? No, nothing. Okay, what if we place them back to back now? Something? Oh. Wait, how about this one? Ah! So now we've got all uh all four jokers are they all? Hold on, what? Yeah. Oh, okay. So they are all red backed now. You know what I want to do? What happens if you turn them and you place them back to back now when they're red? Hey, wait. Hey, they're all blue. And that, my friends, is Pink Floyd. All right. Whew. So yeah, that was an old one from the trick list. Well, thank you for requesting that. I do need to stay sharp. So yeah, requesting. You know what? Charlie's Beats loves requesting the tricks that I haven't done in a while. So when was that? That was 3 months ago. I haven't done that for 3 months. I could feel that it felt a little rusty, but I think I did. I performed it fine. So, and I didn't make any mistakes, or I didn't have any hiccups as far as like even. So I remembered it fine. I thought it was good. I thought it was good. All right. So thank you kindly for that request, Artsy James. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you kindly for the claps, Artsy James, Feldon Kane, GipsonLens, E-Room. Okay. Yeah. And this is like the one trick that I always have this little note. I probably don't even need the card, but it's actually, yeah, I just have like little cards like this with the packets in them, so keeps it organized for me. All right. I see that we have a request from Charlie's Beats. Thank you for the request, Charlie. Orga. Orga? O-R-G-A? Is that an anagram? Or not an anagram? What's it? I meant acronym, but I guess. Let's see. We could play the anagram game. Gora. Argo. Argo. That's the anagram game. And then the acronym game would be Orange Raccoon Gave Alcohol. I don't know. Sorry, missed. No worries. No worries. We're playing the fun. We're playing the fun. Organization is Magician's Worst Nightmare. Um, so they do say there is actually a reason why, a legitimate reason why organization can be bad. So, and I'll give an example. Some people say this is messy. Some people would say this is great for a magician for a couple of reasons. Because if something is messy looking, the discrepancy, like if I was to place a card going horizontal, you wouldn't necessarily notice that. But if a pile is neat and I was to place a card going sideways, that is actually pretty discrepant. Everybody will notice. So anyway, just a thought process into some magician's thoughts. Kit Kat Gad, welcome in. How's it going? Don't give raccoons alcohol. So DGRA, DeGras. A sober raccoon is destructive enough. Yep. If we've learned nothing from Guardians of the Galaxy and Family Guy, don't give raccoons alcohol. All right. So, but I want the most destructive raccoons at bay. All right. So in that case, you do want Rocket and Family Guy and lots of alcohol. All right. So this trick was requested by Charlie's Beats, and I want to display the concept of the polarization of light. Oh, do I still have my polarizers here? That would be really cool if I did. But if I don't, then it would be maybe less cool. So I had these props that I created for my trick when I did it on YouTube. I don't know if I have them immediately available right now. Okay, we're gonna have to go without the polar. You know what? I'm just gonna use this pen. Okay, here we go. So here's what I'm going to do. Charlie's Beats card is going to represent a photon of light, and then the deck is going to represent um, a filter, a polarizing filter. However, right now this is unpolarized, so it does not matter whether when we put the photon into the deck, whether we polarize it. Sorry, it doesn't matter whether we fan it horizontally. You can still easily see that photon, or if we fan it vertically, you could still easily see that photon. So right now, though, I'm going to polarize the photon to be vertical. And so it's vertically polarized now. And I'll leave this vertical as a reminder that that's how we've polarized the ace of spades. But now if I spread the deck horizontally like this, you will not be able to see it easily. It's not that it's not hitting the filter, you just won't be able to see it because it's polarized vertically. And so if I fan the filter vertically, you will be able to see it very easily right there. Now let me go ahead and polarize the photon horizontally. So now we are polarizing the ace of spades horizontally. I'll leave this here as a reminder. And if I just go ahead and I place it into the deck, however, if I now fan this vertically, you will not be able to see it very easily because it's actually polarized horizontally. And so now, if I go ahead and I fan it horizontally, you will be able to see it very easily because there it is. And that, my friends, is polarization of light. For a while, I didn't even consider that a trick. It was just kind of like a simple like concept in card magic that did a thing, and I was like, how do I use this? And I just had in my head that I was like, I could use this to illustrate polarization of light, and I'm like what's the niche audience for that? Like people who like science, people who like card tricks, and just like so like 10 people will watch it. And I'm just like, but you know what? It doesn't matter. I was like, I did it out of passion because I was like, all right. So then I put this trick up there, and then actually I think who was it? Was actually it was actually Barney. Barney might have actually requested it on stream, and I'm like, oh, it's a simple enough trick. I could do it, and it's like I haven't forgotten how to do it because I came up with it, and it's not like there's a heavy process. Like the hardest part about that trick is telling the science, telling the science stuff. But then I was like, you know what? Let's just put it on the list, and if it gets requested, awesome, and if it doesn't, no big deal. Like, but thank you kindly for the claps. Artsy James, E Room, Kit Kat Gad, and Felden Kane. Thank you kindly. But yeah, so that I've been told that if I was to do more magic that maybe illustrated science concepts or like tech or something like that, there could be an audience for that. So I've kept it in the back of my mind. I haven't quite gotten there, but I'm thinking about it. We're taking a quick ad break, so it appears as though we're taking a quick ad break. Let's see. For anybody who can still hear me, feel free to make a request if anybody would like to see some more magic. Normally, I might I would do maybe a last call soon, but I'm feeling like there's still a bunch of people in chat, and I'm feeling fine. I don't have anywhere immediately pressing to go tomorrow. I do have some more stories I can share. So this morning, my wife's car did not start, and she was panicking and everything, and I was like, "Honey, it's okay. Relax. We can diagnose this." And she is not like someone who wants to be like, "Calm down. We can try and figure out how to fix, this obstacle or whatever." That's me. That's my job. And then she wants to be comforted, and I'm like, "Okay, let me." Kit Kat Gad says alternator. Yeah. So for anybody, so first of all, a long time ago I didn't know anything about cars, but ever since Initial D, we talked about Initial D on stream, I learned a lot more about cars. But anyway, so yeah, battery was dead, and but not completely dead. So electronics still worked, but spark would not ignite the engine. So I was like, all right, let's go ahead and just jumpstart the car. Now, I didn't remember all of the safety procedures for jumpstarting a car, but I'm like, well, let me just look it up. So looked it up, and I'm like, okay, cool, easy enough. Good thing we have jumper. So I don't have jumper cables. My wife does have jumper cables, but she wouldn't ever do it because it's too dangerous, even if she looked it up. I would do it. I don't own the jumper cables, so they stay in her car. But anyway, um, we I went out alone because it was raining. It was like a little bit wet and cold outside. So I'm like, all right, I can jumpstart these cars. It's fine. So opened everything up, did the safety connection procedure, turned it on, and then I was like, aha, and it jumped the car. So that was perfect. That was the first thing. KK says, "Don't cross the cables, my friend. Fried my main fuse." Oh yeah. Do not cross the cables. Yes, actually, if you connect things wrong, it might not just be dangerous for you, but even if you follow human safety procedures, you could end up like destroying parts of your car. In this case, blowing a fuse. Yes. Um, so yeah, definitely make sure that you understand that before you go. Disclaimer: don't do anything unless you are absolutely confident or you have help of somebody who is experienced in those. So there you go. There's a disclaimer. um, so I jumped her car. We had it run for like 20 minutes. I had her drive it for 20 minutes. I took care of the kid, and then she came back. It was fine. And then she was like, "My no, no. Later we were doing some driving, but we drove both of our cars so that if they got stranded somewhere, then I could just pick them up or they could just hop in my car. But everything was fine. But she got panicky because her tire pressure management system light turned on, and I'm like, okay, well this is at least less concerning. And we had turned the car on like after 2 hours of just leaving it idle, and I'm like, okay, good, it worked. So that means that there's no random battery drain. Which, by the way, I don't have daytime running lights on my car, but daytime running lights she leaves on 100% of the time. But so this is like a Toyota car, so the daytime running lights should disable when you turn off the ignition and remove the key. But I was reading some articles where it's like, there are some weird situations where if there's some like issue, it could run. And when I saw the lights, I'm like, did you leave the light on? And she's like, no, no, those are my daytime running lights. I'm like, oh, okay. Apparently Toyotas sometimes have this issue. And I'm like, oh, that's so weird. Okay, whatever. I don't think that was the issue here. So the daytime running lights did turn off and they weren't like running. And then the tire pressure management system um, was like, and I'm like, what the heck? Everything seems fine. So we have like a little tire pressure gauge tester. Tested them all. They all look fine except that on one of the tests, I got 50 psi. I don't know if you guys know, but like the typical, uh, pressure, psi stands for pounds per square inch. For anybody who's not in the United States, uh, it's like 30 to 35 for like most normal like cars on the road. So, but like I got one reading of like 50 psi, and I'm like, no. I pushed it back in and then it read correctly the next couple of times, and I'm like, is that a fluke or is this just broken? So anyway, I got my like full tire pump with the gauge built in, where you screw it on and it doesn't like allow air out as you test it and pump air in. And the two rear tires were deflated, so I inflated those and drove it around for like 10 minutes, and it seemed fine, but the light was still on. I'm like, that seems sketch. And now I know everything's like at least like balanced, and driving it around it seemed fine. So I'm just like, all right, I don't know. This also, I looked this one up, and other people also have this problem, and a couple of solutions were like overinflate the tires and drive around for a minute. And I'm like, okay, I mean, these were just slightly overinflated. It's more than recommended, but not outside of, like the recommended was like 33. I pumped it up to 35. Like, it's fine. Um, anyway, so yeah, that was my day today. Dealing with car issues. Not even my car. Dealing with my wife's car's issues. So I hope that my car is fine, because if my car is not fine, I won't be able to make it to my gigs, and I need to make it to my gigs. Which one of them is a kid's party, so maybe I should practice this move and pushing. Whoa! You guys didn't see that. Pushing a pen up my nose. All right, let me take this out of my mouth and try that again. Okay, here we go. Okay, okay, guys. All right. Okay. All right. Wait, hold on. Oh, I was covering it. You couldn't see it. Okay, no, that one's not that good. I just need to take it out of, like, maybe it makes more sense if I don't have it. Okay, pretend my ears are Felden Gates at the transporter. Okay. All right. Mouth looks okay. I think if I try and shove it up my nose here. Okay, and then if I pretend my ear was open. Okay, all right, there we go. Achoo, free pens for the kids. Oh yeah, achoo, free pens. Oh yeah, tricks on you. This is not a pen. I'm going to remove the pen. There we go. I've now removed the pen. See, there's no pen here. This is not a pen. Okay, let me see if we can do something else that's kind of interesting. So if I have the pen over here, but now if I go, I mean, look, this is going to be for kids, so I understand that you might know what's going on. But see, look, this is not a pen. Okay, all right. Oh, there's a string thing that I started doing on stream a couple of times. Do I have a string down here? I don't know if I have a string down here. I was thinking about doing the string thing as well. Where are you? String thing. All right. Achoo, they will love it. Yes, they will love it. I think if so, I know a lot of my card tricks are like pretty, I would call them cerebral. Like, kids like visual, instant things, funny things. I've already come up with a couple of tricks where I can do like play stupid magician, like um, hey, where'd that card go? And I turn around, and the card is going to be like stuck on me or something. So I've got a couple of those gags like thought up already. So that'll be fun. That'll be good. All right, I can't find that, but let me show you something that I found months ago, and I don't know if I showed it on stream, but I wanted to show it on stream if I didn't. But I'm going to now. This is for fans of people who played mobile games a long time ago. And so here, what I would like to show you is my original Nintendo Game Boy. This is a legitimate original Nintendo Game Boy. I've owned it since I was I 8 maybe? Nice, says Artsy James. And if you use jumbo cards, they will love it and find it hilarious. I have jumbo cards. I mean, yeah, Bay, you know, I have jumbo cards, so I could bring those as well. But yes. Oh, right. If I can't find the jumbo cards, like where did it go? And it's like clearly just right there. Yeah, beautiful. Um, and you know what? Now that I'm seeing that blue light reflect, I cannot not see it anymore. You guys can see it. I know that it's mine because the back cover doesn't stay on anymore, and I put a piece of electrical tape. This piece of electrical tape has probably been here for 25 plus years. It's kept it closed. I don't even know if it still works. And way back when, it would chug batteries. And I know I have a stack of Game Boy games somewhere. I don't have that many, maybe like 5, maybe 6, but um, maybe that would be an interesting thing to do one stream and just be like, all right, guys, I'm going to see if my old Nintendo Game Boy works. I can't imagine any reason why it wouldn't, except for if everything has corroded away. But I'd have to get a bunch of batteries. I now have rechargeable batteries, so this wouldn't be that big a deal. Except that if I didn't save, it would. But I mean, all the cartridges that save have batteries in them, and those probably wouldn't save anything anymore anyway. So, is my guess. Lindsay Harvey, welcome in. I got my original Game Boy as a kid when my brother borrowed one from his friend, and his friend never asked for it back. Oh my god, that is hilarious. If I had a game, I mean, I had a Game Boy. I loved it. I played it a lot, um, and so I would totally be never at. You know what? Some kids might have just been like, oh, like they might have forgotten the borrowing interaction and just let me like, oh, I lost it. I don't know where it is, and then just ask for a new one. So, and then they got a new one. They didn't care what happened with the original one anymore. But clearly for you, that worked out. So yeah, I guess for your brother technically, but I mean, I assume that you reaped the benefits of your brother also getting a Game Boy. Bay says, my Game Boy Advance was stolen when I was a kid at a basketball game. Oh, I'm sorry, Bay. That sucks. Yeah. I So by the time Game Boy Advance came out, I guess I was an older kid. I wasn't playing as many video games. I think I was in high school when the Game Boy Advance came out, so I didn't play as much on that one. KitKat says, recently in scam baiting, a baiter connected someone to their Wii home screen on a virtual PC. That's wait. A beta connects someone to their Wii home screen on a virtual seat. So that means that the person who they thought was going to get connected to your PC, you showed them the Wii screen. That's hilarious, Cat. So it's like, hey, what do I do? And the scammer is probably like, what's this? Where's your computer? It's like, no, this is my computer. It's this screen, right? Like, all right, Kit Kat, I'm glad you shared that with me. That's hilarious. Lindsay says, and I got my Game Boy Advance by stealing it off of a kid at a basketball game. No, lol. You guys. Thank you. Bay says, did it have an Incredible Hulk in it? Kit Kat says, yep, it was brilliant. Lol. Oh yeah, RT James, my favorite lol emote because it's technically me in my face. It's actually you guys would see it this way, right? Yeah. GipsonLens says my Game Boy was lost or stolen. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Let's see. I had an original Game Boy, and then had a Game Boy Color. I don't know what happened to the Color at this point. It's probably just dead or destroyed somewhere in a junkyard. And then I got my Advance. No, my brother and I got an Advance. We shared it, but I think I ended up with it after, you know, growing up and moving and stuff. So yeah. uh, all right. That was funny, guys. That was funny. All right. Currently, the queue is empty. If anybody would like to request any magic, feel free. Um, let's see. I definitely want to show. So I showed off this local deck, the Grist Iron Brewing Company that we got from our super sale flea market thing. I have one more deck to show off that I definitely want to show off. So, oh, I did not use clear plastic cards. Yes, thank you for the reminder. I do need to use clear plastic cards for Kyo Demon, and I actually have to do that. as well. Oh, guys, we have to do a clear plastic card redeem. All right, let me do something now. Um, I don't think we can do Charlie's Beats requests. So let me do, okay, this one. Let me do this one with the clear plastic deck. And then we will do Incauto Tromposo. Okay, all right. Okay. For anybody who has not seen the clear plastic deck, I like using this one. So there are a lot of plastic cards now. There are some cards that are clear, but here we go. Lindsay says, "Yeah, my brother and I got our Game Boy Advance with Castlevania Circle of the Moon. I remember the animation was so much better than the original Game Boy." Yeah, yeah, definitely. Going from regular Game Boy to Advance, a huge, huge leap. So here, all of the cards are have this clear section that you can basically see. I think a lot of people like to think that because you can see through them, you might be able to see some stuff. And in my mind, the answer is yes, absolutely. There are some tricks in which you can see right through and you might be able to discern how things are done. But hopefully this one will work out okay. So what we've got here are the four aces, and let me introduce you to them. We've got the ace of hearts, we've got the ace of clubs, we've got the ace of hearts. Sorry, I said hearts twice, didn't I? We're just going to reset because I said hearts twice, and that's just not acceptable. Okay. All right. Here we go. Trying that again. We're taking a we're taking a quick ad break. All right. Okay. All right. I will wait for the ad break to be over before I resume the trick. Let me know when back. All right. Okay. Um. Okay. Nismo 37X. First time chat. Welcome in, Nismo, and thank you kindly for the follow. I saw that you had followed off stream, I believe, 7 days ago, or oh no, you followed after the stream was over, right? Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I believe you got a gift sub last stream. Was that, I believe? So, but welcome in, Nismo. How's it going? And I'm unsure if we have crossed paths before. Are you a streamer? Let's see. I just clicked on you, so it appears as though you stream. Oh no, wait, I do follow you. So I'm not sure when I followed you. It's probably been a while. Actually, wait. I can followage. I've been following Nismo for 2 years, 4 months, and 29 days. Sorry, I haven't come around. Rob Kovacs, maybe. Oh yeah, that could be it. Nismo played keeper. Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. So, but anyway, thank you kindly for the follow. If you haven't been on my stream before, because first time chatter, hi, my name is Nam, and I like to do sleight of hand card magic on stream. We're right now just waiting for people to come back from an ad break, because I'm not sure if the requester um, is, but spelled this weird way. But I like to do sleight of hand card magic. I use a streamer song list. None of them are filled with songs. It's just tricks. And so we're going to be doing a trick, and somebody has redeemed the clear plastic cards, and we're going to be doing a trick with clear plastic cards. That's amazing, says Nismo. All right, Lindsay Harvey says back. All right, great, excellent. And all right, so now let's get back to the trick. I did play keeper, so good. The cards are sick. Oh yeah, yeah. So here's what the cards look like. So here's clear plastic cards, and you can kind of see through them. Some people think that you might be able to see something, magic wise. But okay, we're starting the trick over because well, first I messed it up, but not in a bad like revealing. I said Ace of Hearts twice, which is just something that bothered me. But then the ad break, and anyway, okay. So I'm going to introduce you to all the aces. So here we've got the Ace of Diamonds, correctly stated this time. The Ace of Clubs, the Ace of Hearts, and the Ace of Spades. Now, for this trick, I'm going to place all of the aces separately like this. And for each one of the cards, we're going to place 3 cards on top like this. And we're going to try and gather all of those aces together by the end of the trick. Okay, so we're going to square these up. Okay, and now look, I'm going to go ahead and pluck the ace from this pile and here, and we'll swap it with some other card. So now if we take a look over in this pile, there's no aces because that ace, well, we knew that the ace of spades was here because that was the one that I placed in this pile. That's not an ace, that's not an ace, but the card that we did place, ace of hearts. All right, excellent. Now let me go ahead and pluck a card from here, swap it with one of those. And I don't know if you can tell, but now if I show you, look, there's no aces over here because we've swapped it with something over here. Because now if I show you, we knew that the ace of hearts was over here, but actually now is the ace of clubs. Now let's grab that last one, swap it over here. And now if I show you, we have the ace of diamonds, the ace of clubs, the ace of hearts, and of course the ace of spades. Now, some people think that this is a sleight of hand card magic stream, and the answer is that I've done some sleight of hand. Well, perhaps I should do something a little bit more magical. I'll take the ace of spades and place it into this pile right here. And if you were here, you could place your hand on top of this pile. And I'm just going to simulate that by using my computer mouse, my actual computer mouse that's connected to the computer that's streaming right now. And if you were here, I would I'm going to tell you that these aces will be able to draw that ace of spades out. Okay, so here, watch. Here we go. 1, 2. You could feel me tapping on your hand as well. 1, 2, and 3. I don't know if you can tell, but look, we have 4 cards over here now. The ace of diamonds, ace of clubs, ace of hearts, and the ace of spades. And you could take your hand off and look at all of these cards right here, and none of these are aces. And that, my friends, is Ace Assembly with clear plastic cards. Thank you for that redeem. Sorry, Kyo Demon, to keep you waiting. We did do a big gap between that redeem and now, but we got there. We got there. So thank you kindly for the claps. Artsy James, Lindsay Harvey, Sunny D roll, dude. Sunny D brings back memories. Or purple stuff, right? Like if you could see the commercials. I just realized that there probably isn't like a commercial culture, like, you know how like when we were kids and we just watched television and then there were commercials, you were just force fed whatever advertisements. Now everything is so customized that conceivably 2 people might never see the same ads. And so we can't, like, unless it happened from like a big event or like the ad goes viral or something, right? Like a Super Bowl ad or like, and even then. Uh, Thank you for the mind blown Nismo, and thank you for the claps. Charlie's Beats in E Room. Kit Kat Gad says, and Saturday cartoons. Yeah, Saturday morning cartoons. Yep. So absolutely, for sure. All right, let's clear that, and then let's go ahead and do Incauto Tromposo. Let me go ahead and get ready for this. Um, okay, let's do. Um, let's do this. Okay. Nismo says, off to bed. Glad I caught you. Well, thank you for stopping by, Nismo. Until next time. Absolutely, for sure. Have a good night, Nismo. Thanks for stopping in. Have a glorious night. Okay. All right. So, oh, this would be way better if I was to share the magic screen, right? Okay. All right. First things first, we've got some black spot cards here. And what I'm going to do is let's go ahead and place these black spot cards down here. And then we've got one card that's different. In this case, a red face card. We'll leave that right here. And then, of course, we've got some other black spot cards. And we will go ahead and lay them out up here. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Now, I want everybody to try and follow the card that's different. So, and I will go ahead and swap. I will make a single swap. Here, we'll give you a hint. I'll make a single swap. I'm going to go ahead and swap these two. All right, so if you're playing at home, choose one of these to be like, I think that's the different card. And if you want to play along and you're on desktop, you can click directly on the screen. And we'll put a heat map right there. I just realized I haven't been eating today's heat maps. Sorry, guys. But yeah, and so I'll give you a hint. I'll show you guys these. I don't know if you guys know, but the different card is actually this one. Yeah. Now, I don't know if you've locked in your answers, but we'll just go ahead and proceed. Because this is the only black spot card. I know, that's hard to believe because you literally saw 6 black spot cards and only 1 red face card. But actually, each and every one of these is a red face card. Except for the 7. And that, my friends, is Incauto Tromposo. Sometimes also known as 7-card Monty. So this is why you don't play any Monty tricks or Monty games on the street. Thank you kindly for the applause, Bay, and thank you kindly for the claps, Artsy James. Thank you kindly for the nice, says Lindsay Harvey, and thank you kindly for the claps, Kit Kat Gad, and Kit Kat is off to bed, so good night, Kit Kat Gad. Thanks for stopping in. Thank you kindly for the claps, E-Room. Okay. All right. Let's see. Oh, I just realized we probably missed doing a bunch of shout outs for people. So, let's see. Let's give, guys, you're not following our new friend Nismo. Give Nismo a follow. Guys, you're not following our friend Lindsay Harvey, also a magician. From what I can tell, doesn't do much magic on stream. Plays different games, though. Lindsay Harvey, give him a follow. Mark Wright says, my TV froze, but I'm guessing it was the land card in the middle. Thank you, thank you. I believe we also didn't give Keo Demon a follow. Guys, you're not following our friend Keo Demon, Variety Gamer. Streams a lot of Hades. Lindsay Harvey says, I did a back palm on stream the other night. Awesome. So guys, if you see somebody waving and as a magician, but then they produce a card, that is a back palm. So, and then if they also are doing, hold on, I'm not used to like doing stuff with this camera. So hold on, I'm just gonna move over just so that I can. This might look better. 1, 2. Nope, I can't do it. 1, 2, and ha! There we go. Yeah. So that's my back palm is like scuffed probably at best, but Mark Wright says, "Oh wait, those weren't magic cards, but I've seen that trick too many times." Oh yeah, Incauto Tromposo. I did that trick with Magic cards, Magic the Gathering cards in the past. Yep. But yes, it was the card in the middle. That's right. Guys, it's always the one in the middle, unless it's one of the other tricks where it's never the one in the middle. Okay, let's go ahead and do a last call. If anybody wants to see any more magic, feel free to request. The queue is empty, and I have one more deck that I want to show off before the end of the night. So, as I've mentioned in the past, I'm from the greater Rochester, New York metro area, and I showed off one local deck, which was this brewery one, Grist Iron Brewing Company, which was probably custom printed for them. This one is a Rochester Traditions deck that I found today, and it was literally in new deck order. Actually, is it still in new deck order? But it was made uh, for the University of Rochester alumni, I guess, and some alum did not like the deck to keep it enough. So good news for me, I was able to get it. But so the design is pretty cool. I would have liked it perhaps if they didn't have the text, but I mean they're not making it for like Magic or Cardistry or anything, so I guess that makes sense. But the cards are very well printed, and each card has a different thing that is related to the University of Rochester, um, like culture or like Greater Rochester. So it's super cool. Um, so for people who live around here or near here, or has been to U of R, I I never. So I went to a different university. I went to Rochester Institute of Technology, but my first girlfriend went here. So I went to University of Rochester. Oh, it looks like all of the numbers are the same. So like it looks like number 2 is candlelight ceremony is the same as okay. So okay, each rank is the same. So senior week is kings. Okay, okay, all right. So there we go. So now that I know it's only 13 different things and not 50 something different things. But anyway, so yeah, that is that. Oh, I see Mark Rise has requested Fantastic Four. I cannot use this deck for the Fantastic Four card trick. But this is one of the tricks that I definitely feel like I can call an original trick of mine. And I had it up on YouTube for a couple years, and I streamed for a bit without having it on my trick list. But actually, I showed it off once, and then Mark Rides actually was instrumental in having this because he requested it once when it wasn't in the trick list, but he knew that I'd done it, and I'm like, I could do it again. And then after that, I'm like, there's no reason why I shouldn't have this on my trick list. So we put it on. So thanks, Mark. All right. Yeah, and I put a little card in there. It's like Fantastic Four Marvel style. So, all right, guys, this is not a packet of cards. This is a spaceship, and there's 4 people on it. And those people are Reed Richards, Sue Storm, Johnny Storm, and Ben Grimm. They will be known as the Fantastic Four, but not before they get this ship to a space anomaly that they want to investigate. But when they reach it, they all get these strange powers. And so each one of these uh, people will be represented by a card. So in this case, the 2 of clubs will represent Reed Richards. He will become Mr. Fantastic. He gets this ability to stretch himself. And actually, if we just start pulling the top of him like this, and the bottom of him like this, I guess it's reversed. So this will be the head for you guys. This will be the feet for you guys. But he can stretch himself. And so he can hold the shape just for a little bit. He's not really used to holding the shape yet, but and then at some point he will have to collapse back down because the power is new, so he's got to figure out how to navigate it. And so now we're going to meet Sue Storm, who's going to be represented by the Queen of Hearts. Lindsay Harvey says, he's not used to holding the shape was my nickname in high school. Lol. That's funny. All right, so here's the thing. So Sue Storm is going to be known as the Invisible Woman, and she's going to be able to turn invisible. Now, here's the thing. If I tell her, hey, turn invisible, I don't know if she's going to listen to me. She's got her own personality. She's a little sassy, so she's going to do whatever damn hell she wants, and she'll do it when she wants. So I don't know when she's going to turn invisible, but I don't know if you can tell, but she has just become invisible just in time for the ad break. All right, well, so now if I want to call her back, we're just going to continue with the trick. But and so I don't know if you can tell, but hey, Sue, come back. She's not going to listen to me. Now, other people who aren't familiar with Fantastic Four may not know she has other powers, like she can build, she can make a force field and stuff like that. Um, but Invisible Woman, it's in the name. She can turn invisible, and she won't be able to come back until she wants to come back, and that's not when I tell her. She just does it whenever she wants. Next up, we have Ben Grimm. He's going to become known as the Thing. He's going to be represented by the Eight of Diamonds. He becomes rock solid, super hard skin. um, and I'm just going to compare him to the average Joe Schmo. So in this case, we've just got a regular Joe Schmo. And I've got a heavy, hefty phone. So if I try and place the phone on it, the card cannot support. However, if we tell Ben Grimm to hold the phone, he's now got super strength. He can, no problem. It's just, yeah, there you go. And here, you guys can see up my nose in the phone reflection. Ta-da! Hopefully I don't have any boogers showing. All right. And then finally, we have Johnny Storm. He's going to be known as the Human Torch, and he's going to be represented by the Seven of Spades. Now, the Seven of Spades, this is him when he is not on fire, and all he has to do is say, "Flame on!" And I don't know if you can tell, he is now a bright red, flaming version of himself. Literally, not figuratively, I guess, because he's kind of a ladies' man. But Mark Ride says, he's so tough he could break out of Doom's laboratory. Oh, yeah, that's right. The sequel. All right. All right, Mark. Yeah, we can do that. But anyway, after he's done being on fire, we blow out the flames, and he becomes a very smoky version of himself. And yeah, if you can't tell. So they all go back to Earth, and they're like, well, I think Reed Richards probably says, hey, we should probably come up with something to do with our powers so we can do good for mankind. They're like, okay, let's become the Fantastic Four. And here they are now, the Fantastic Four. And that, my friends, is the Fantastic Four card trick. And now Mark Rides is requesting the sequel, so we can get ready for that as well. Archie James says, I did not expect the Smoky card. I know, nobody expects the the Smoky card. But yeah, that's something that I was like, you know what? This would be perfect to use in this one situation. So back in the day when smoking was more acceptable, like they would have cards like this and be like, oh, okay, here's the smoky card, right? Now smoke like no, virtually nobody smokes like cigarettes, right? And so this is like, so I had to come up with something to do use it for. And Lindsay Harvey says, I like it. Thanks, Lindsay. Thank you kindly for the claps, E-Room. And then Lindsay Harvey says, you can spit out smoke onto it. Yeah. Yeah, that's but like I don't smoke, I don't vape, I don't do anything that can breathe fire. So I don't breathe fire. So this is my solution for using that card. All right. So let's see. There's this, and then I have to let's put in maximum penetration. The card trick for Mark Rides. And so I themed maximum penetration as the sequel to Fantastic Four. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, let me grab some cards really quick. Actually, should I try and use, I hope this isn't too confusing, but should I try and use the same cards to represent them? So we had 8 of diamonds, 7 of spades, queen of hearts, and 2 of clubs. 2 of clubs. Oh, okay, that's right. Then we have Dr. Doom's henchman. Okay. Okay. Let me see if I can. So this would be the true quote-unquote sequel because I don't think I've ever done it this way before. So let's see. Boom, 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 and then okay. Okay. Let's do this. Okay. Um, okay, here we go. Uh, let's see. Mark Ride says they do make frozen candy that smokes or gives off vapors. I had it in the mall once. I forget the name. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. You could use that. It's quick freezer with nitrogen, I think. Yeah, I think I've seen that. Probably not nitrogen because it's safe to eat. So yeah, the thing is when ice cream is made with liquid nitrogen, they're just using the temperature differential to freeze it. So nitrogen inherently is not dangerous because like we're like it's in the atmosphere. We're breathing 70% oxygen most of the sorry, nitrogen most of the time. So nitrogen is fine. It's just that liquid nitrogen is a super cold, so that's the dangerous part. Okay. All right. So let's get ready for maximum penetration. The card trick, but themed as Fantastic Four sequel. All right. So this is all right. So here we go. Here we've got 4 cards here. So and I just want to show you first we've got Joker, and then a Joker. So these will represent Doctor Doom's henchmen. Let's leave them there for a second. Oh, I do want to show you that the box is empty. So we have the card box. This is Doctor Doom's lair. And then what we have here is Mr. Fantastic. So Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic. We've got Johnny Storm. And then we've got The Thing, a.k.a. Ben Grimm. So let's start with Mr. Fantastic. And we're going to go ahead and place Mr. Fantastic here in between the 2 Jokers, right? And here's the thing. These henchmen are not very good because at the end of the day, when they try and surround Reed Richards, he uses his stretchy powers and he slips through the henchman's hands because now, as you can see, it slipped right through the henchman. Okay, let's see. Next up, let's go ahead and use Johnny Storm. So here, Johnny Storm, we're going to place Johnny Storm in between the 2 henchmen because the 2 henchmen are going to get Johnny Storm, right? And so here's what's going to happen. You can clearly see Johnny Storm is in between the 2 henchmen. And just like that, I don't know if you can tell, he's going to say flame on, and he will be able to escape from in between the 2 henchmen. Whoops, failure to launch, failure to launch. There we go. Because look. Mark Wright says, well, they ain't Henchmen 17. If they were Henchmen 17, they would be better. Yes, these are not Henchmen 17. Absolutely not. Okay, and then next we have the Thing, Ben Grimm. And actually, so the henchmen do get a hold of Ben Grimm in this case, and they are going to place him into Doctor Doom's lair. However, Doctor Doom is currently not there, and so and the henchmen go back out to try and find Doctor Doom. But while the Thing is in Doctor Doom's lair, they can actually he Ben Grimm decides, hey, I'm gonna break out of here, and so he's like 1, 2, and I know he's not actually the Hulk, but he says it's clobbering time. But I'm just gonna say Hulk smash. But no, he said it's clobbering time, and then he actually busted right through. Now these two henchmen, they're getting very frustrated, and they try and find the Invisible Woman, which we don't know where she was up until this point. But let's pretend that she finds them, and she dispatches with them forever. This has now become a PG-13 trick instead of, well, I guess before it could. Anyway, but now if we try and take a look at any of the henchmen, look, the henchmen cannot be found because we find that it's Sue Storm, the Queen of Hearts. And then finally, we try and go back to Doctor Doom's lair, and you think, oh, perhaps that the henchmen were able to run back there, because we did see a figure go back into Doctor Doom's lair. But when we check to see who's in Doctor Doom's lair, it's a card that will represent Doctor Doom and not one of the henchmen, because it's not a Joker. It's a 5 of diamonds. And that, my friends, is a trick called Maximum Penetration, themed as the Fantastic Four sequel with Doctor Doom. And that, my friends, and you're probably wondering where the hell are Jokers. And I'm like, they're dead. All right. And that, my friends, is a trick. Thank you kindly for that request as well, Mark Rides. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. And Lindsay says, Sue Richards, please dispatch me. And Archie James, thank you kindly for the claps. All right. Woo! So that trick is not an original trick, but that presentation is certainly my original presentation. Thank you kindly for the claps. E-Room. All right. Let's see here. Let's see. I forget if we shouted out E-Room. But guys, you're not following our friend E-Room, please give E-Room a follow. And Artsy James, guys, you're not following Artsy James, please give Artsy James a follow. All right, I know we have not been keeping up with all the shout-outs tonight. So if we missed anybody, if you're a streamer and we haven't shouted you out, let us know. Dr. Richards, says Mark Wrights. And let's see. E-Room's got the lucky girl cat right there. Emote. There we go. All right, guys. Last call once again. I know that was technically the last call, but if there's any more last call, now's the time. Okay. Oh, see above. We should do a trick with the 4 doctors gets S card to represent Dr. Banner, Dr. Richardson, and Dr. Strange, and Dr. Pym. That is a... So Dr. Banner is Bruce Banner. Dr. Pym is the one from Ant-Man. Doctor Strange is the guy who can go through portals and alternate universes and all that. Played by Benedict Cumberbatch, right? And then Dr. Richardson, or is Dr. Richards? You mean from Fantastic Four? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry. Never mind. I'm caught up. You corrected. All right, I'm caught up. Yeah, what could I do with the four doctors? I mean, there's a trick called Daly's Last Trick, and he was a doctor. I don't know if that. I mean, I don't know how that would work. It wouldn't play it very well. I guess we could say like Bruce Banner and Richards. Uh, they don't do anything magical, and then like Doctor Strange and Doctor. I have an idea. Okay, hold on, hold on. Okay, we're gonna do Daly's Last Trick. Uh, Daily. Okay, let me find the four kings. King, king. Okay. All right. So, all right. So in this case, we can have, or we can do 11 doctors from Doctor Who. So full disclosure, not that I dislike Doctor Who, I don't know enough about Doctor Who. And the Doctor Who that I've watched was like black and white, like original, long time ago, and when it was on syndication, not when it like originally aired. But yeah, I don't know enough about Doctor Who to make Doctor Who tricks. So all right. So look here, we've got the Black Kings. These will be Doctor Bruce Banner and Doctor Reed Richards. They are less they are less magical than Doctor uh, the Red Kings, which will be Doctor Pym, who has the technology to go into the really tiny zone and like maybe alternate universes and stuff. And the other one is Doctor Strange, who has the power to traverse through time and space and alternate universes, which is nuts, right? So, okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Let's pretend that none of them are using their powers yet, and so here let's pretend. Let's say that's Doctor Strange, right? So if I put Doctor Strange over here and I put Doctor Pym over here, and they don't use any of their technology. They just remain over here, right? And so here they are. But now, if I go ahead and show you how they would use technology, so here's Doctor Strange and Doctor Pym and Doctor Banner and Doctor Richards. Now, if they use their technology or powers, they may not appear to be here anymore, because if we take a look, these two are now Dr. Richards and Dr. Banner. And now if we take a look, here is Doctor Strange and here is Dr. Pym. They have used their technology to be somewhere else. And that is my general idea, just based on what Mark Rides was saying in chat here. So, um, so we've just done like a huge thing about Marvel. So we just did like 3 tricks in a row. I actually did get something else that I wasn't planning on showing, but I actually have a pile of stuff over here that I was like, I could totally show this off if it came to. And I did get this. So I like board games. And unfortunately, I don't normally like Monopoly. But when I saw this at the Super Sale flea market thing, I was like, oh, no, wait, no. I didn't. Anyway, I got this for cheap or free. I forget. It was either there or I got it for free from somebody. Anyway, giving it away. But I was like, let me show it because I think it's justified now that we've done a bunch of Marvel stuff. So here we have Monopoly Marvel 80 years. And so let me go ahead and show this. I will confess that Monopoly's various versions of Monopoly was probably one of the very first kind of like expansions, right? Because I think they try and normally add like a new mechanic or something that's slightly unique to keep people besides the theme. But anyway, so here, let me. Ooh, says Artsy James. Yeah, let me open up the board. since if everybody was patient enough to get through. So I know that I don't have a great display for showing it with the board open, but every property is a comic book. And so, and each comic book set is like a similar set. So like orange is like X-Men. Um, it looks like, let me see here. I don't even know some of these properties. Spider-Man, looks like Spider-Man is red, and so on. Let's see. Fantastic Four and Silver Surfer universe are the green over here. And then, of course, let's see what. Oh, and it looks like blue is Marvel Comics and Marvel, so like OG, OG Marvel Comics. Maybe they would introduce like all these. I don't know the history about these, so. But then the character pips, and let's pull out the one that counts for just the tricks that we just did. So here is the Fantastic Four standee, or the token. It's unfortunate that the only difference is that the fronts, because they're all basically the same. But here's like the Spider-Man one. So I mean they're cool. But like if you just liked having different tokens, like the original game had like a car, a dog, an iron, which I guess I don't know anybody that irons their clothes anymore. I didn't. So this is so new. The money hasn't been opened, so I haven't opened the money, and none of the cards. But actually, the property cards looks like there's a an area where you fold, and it basically makes the property look like a comic book. And I'm like, yo, that's a pretty clever idea. I like that. And then the community chest and chance cards looks like one of them is a box. I'm assuming this is community chest, a box of Marvel comics. And then the properties, the hotels and houses. So like the houses are a single white comic, and then the hotels look to be like a stack of comic books or like a collection of comic books. So, and yeah, and that's that. So I was thinking to maybe do something with like with these for a magic trick, but I haven't had a chance to think about it yet. So yeah, that's the Monopoly Marvel 80 Years box. I figured I'd just show that because we were already deep in Marvel territory. So I'm like, all right, this is cool. All right, cool. And that was a new theme for a trick. All right, okay, guys. I think that will be. I will do a one finale trick, but I think I'm gonna close the queue. So unless anybody gets it in before we're done with the disclaimer, then I think we'll probably end stream. So let me see what do I want to perform tonight. I did a lot of tricks, so let's just do imagine. You could do coin matrix with the player tokens. Uh, I would have to do the cardless version because if I did the card version, there would be a discrepancy because I'd have to like lean it on the thing, and you would know when something disappears. Let me think about that. I think there's a way we could do it. There's a way we could do it. I think. Let me see. Imagine. You know what, Mark Rides? Hold on. You've got me thinking about it too much right now. I can't concentrate. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, we're gonna grab some of these. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Okay, good news. I have an idea. Okay, okay. Ugh. All right, this is like the stuff that I love when we do stream. Okay, all right. Let me see. What if you use the folded properties as the cards? Yes. I don't want to open that right now, so I will just have to simulate it with like just other cards. But actually, that's a brilliant idea because if they're folded, okay, hold on. because then I won't have to hold it up. Mark, you're brilliant. Okay. Hold on, I have some disposable cards that I can just mangle. Here we are. Do we have 4? Oh yeah. Okay, we have 5. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Oh wait. Oh, that's okay. They're different colors. Not a big deal. Okay. Okay, guys. All right. Hold on. We're doing this right now. We're doing this right now. Actually, here you can even watch as I fold the cards. All right. Okay. This is a completely improvised. I have never done this before. Great idea. This is just a different color, mostly just because this is in my pack of destructible cards, and I can't find another blue one. So, all right. So here's what we are going to do. Okay. So when I cover each one, does it actually cover? Oh, yeah, that's pretty good. All right. So, the one thing I will want to do is move this back a little bit, I think. So, okay. So now if I cover each one like so. Cover each one like so. I'm not actually starting the trick yet. Um, no, I think maybe if I just tent it, will tenting it work? Okay, so okay, tenting might work better, I think. All right, so guys, this is like in the making. Yeah, maybe I just tent it was also my nick. Lindsay says maybe I just tent it was also my nickname in high school. All right, guys. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and cover each one with a uh, tent card here. And then here's what we are going to do. We are going to try and make each one of these teleport from corner to corner, like so. 1, 2, and 3. And here, 1, 2, and 3 as I knock them all over. And then 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Okay, I think that looked okay. I think the tough part will be keeping them all standing up if you're doing it. So I will call that a relatively successful, maybe if scuffed, but look, I just came up with it and it's like super weird to do it. That was amazing, Lindsay Harvey. Thank you. What if you polarize the tokens so they can only be seen in one direction, my guys? All right, so now let's attempt the cardless version. So here we go. And this might be easier if I knock them down. So here we go. And then there we go. Um, a little finicky, I think. There you go. We've got 1, 2, 3, 1, and there you go. Okay. All right. So that's the, and then, oh, let's see if we can do the finish. So we do this. Yeah, it is easier to just handle them while they're like lying down. Okay. And then 1, 2, and oh wait. Dude, I do not know how to do this. This looks amazing to me. There we go. All right. So there we have it. We just did the cardless coin matrix with these as well, in addition to the regular coin matrix, figuring out that we can tent the card. This is magic R&D at its best right here, right now, guys. This is the best. And yeah, if anybody didn't know, Lindsay Harvey is he's also a magician. But dude, I do that. That's. Thank you for the compliment, Lindsay. Dude, I do not know how to do this. This looks amazing to me. Excellent. Yeah. If you're curious, let me know. I can send you some notes. I basically it's self-taught after watching a bunch of Matrix coin Matrix. I think the base trick was a David Roth thing, and I don't really like to refer to the name of the original trick, but it's known as Chink-a-Chink. I'm being serious. There's a well-known trick from a famous magician, coin magician named David Roth, and the trick that this cardless coin matrix is based on, I believe, is literally called Chink-a-Chink. Yep. Oh wow, I need to sleep. 2 a.m. Yeah, it is almost 2 a.m. Yep, correct. East Coasters represent. Woo woo. So way less talented than you over here, says Lindsay Harvey. I mean, look, anybody can reach my level with the same level of obsession and dedication. So I'm store brand, says Lindsay. Um, David Lee Roth, the singer. Nah, David Roth, the coin magician. So yeah. But anyway, all right. So that was cool. All right. So where were we? Okay. Oh yeah, I was gonna close the queue. That's SRS off, and then we're gonna be doing Imagine as the finale. And thank you guys for coming out and hanging out with me tonight. Um, I know it's super late, and for those of you who have stayed out, especially if you're on the East Coast, I understand. I know it's almost 2. The reason why I can stay up this late is because I'm currently unemployed, so I don't have anything to attend to tomorrow. But anyway, so thank you for everybody coming out, hanging out with me tonight, and hopefully you guys had fun. Thank you to everybody who requested a trick, chatted in chat, did a sound alert, even though I can't really hear them right now. Thank you for all of the support today. We had a hype train initially. We had a lot of support, so I just want to thank everybody. Um, Thank you to Bay JMB for the sub. Thank you to Felden Kane for the bits. Thank you to Keo Demon for the gift subs to the community. Thank you to Charlie's Beats for the gift sub. Thank you to Chan the Magic Man for the gift sub. Thank you to Memloss for the raid today. Thank you to Alstro Art for the resub and the gigantic bits. It sounded so weird. Sorry for the bits from gigantifying emotes. I just said gigantic bits. Oh my god. I cannot. Thank you to the anonymous gifter for the gift sub. Thank you to Mark Rides for the resub. And thank you, Mark Rides, for the 5 gift subs to the community. And thank you, Elstro Art, for gift for the gigantified emote as well. And let's see. Also, thank you to all the lurkers out there. Magic is one of those rare art forms where if I am practicing magic at home, there's no magic happening. Magic has to happen in your mind. RT James says, thanks for the fun. You're welcome. Also, if you guys want to see more of me and I'm not around, please check out my YouTube channel. I have a lot of stuff up there and still stuff publishing every week, so check it out. I recently hit 2,000 subscribers on YouTube, so I love sharing that milestone. My next goal is to hit 1,000 followers here on Twitch, so that's my goal. Woohoo! This is Lindsay. Yeah, awesome. And then, guys, if you want to see, I'll sometimes do random streams if I do, because the only one that's on the schedule is this Sleight of Hand Sunday. But come join the Discord. I will announce when I'm going live. I also post a bunch of other random stuff, articles, pictures, links, and YouTube videos and stuff. So come check it out if you want to hang out and want to talk to me. That's probably the best place. Um, guys, let's show some mod love to our mods. Chan the Magic Man. If you guys are not following our friend Chan the Magic Man, please give Chan the Magic Man a follow. A fellow Twitch magician who does magic on stream. Give him a follow. Catch him on Magic Mondays. He'll be doing magic. If you catch him other times, he's playing retro games, community games, for Grand Theft Auto. And then also, if you are not following our friend GipsonLens, also a mod as well, please give GipsonLens a follow. GipsonLens, pianist, composer, and has created a bunch of his own originals and has released his first album earlier this year. And reception is good. It sounds like people like it. So you can listen to the entire album for free at that link right there. But also, he is a software developer, and he works on video games. And he recently had a game get really. I mean, he worked on a game at Double Fine because he works for Double Fine. Double Fine released Keeper, so definitely check that out. And let's see. Did we cover everything? Once again, thank you for the raid mem loss. And thank you for the hype train, everybody, earlier. All right. Is that the album with several Twitch musicians? Yes. So, yeah, if you click on that link tree, Ungilded, so Ungilded is the name that GipsonLens gave to just a bunch of, it's like the collective of a bunch of collaboration with Twitch musicians. So, yeah. And all of the songs, like, I think there's like at least 10 or more featured musician Twitch music friends. So, definitely check it out. Okay. And so, with that, oh yeah, if I mess up on the finale trick, I'm doing a different finale trick. But let's hope I don't mess it up. So, all right. And you know what? I know people want to get to sleep and it's late, so I'll do this fast. All right, here we go. I want you to imagine that I have jokers in my hand. Ta-da! But actually, this one is not a joker. You can imagine this one's a queen of clubs. And if we take a look, the queen of clubs is red and the jokers are blue. So here's what I'm going to do. If I go ahead and I take the queen of clubs and I place it underneath the table and I throw it through the table through my hand into my hand, and I show you that, like, the queen of clubs has jumped back over here. Now if I show you the queen of clubs has jumped back, but I take the queen of clubs, place it underneath the table, throw it through the table into my hand, and I go ahead and I show you, look, it has now appeared back in my hand. But look, if we do that one more time, I'm going to take this, place it underneath the table. Whoa! Thanks for that. Bang, Mark Rides. Throw it through the table, through my hand. It's actually been shot into my hand. We have an ad break. Oh, all right. I'm gonna finish the trick and I'll do the trick again after the ad break. And now if I, you know what? If for those who have not seen the trick before, I'm gonna stop right here, and then we will. Mark Rides, thank you for letting me know about the ad break. Really appreciate it. Let me know when back. All right. So we will do the finale trick after the ad break. And I can reset. The good news is that we did not finish the climax of the trick. Although you did see some of the trick. But that's okay. That's okay. Where was I? Oh yeah. So anyway, Mark Rides, definitely the idea to do the coin matrix with these things. Actually, a pretty good idea. I think it's actually kind of cool. Especially because, like, I've been trying to find ways to do this trick differently or like expand on it, and so using different props is like definitely right up the alley. How do we know when it ends? You know what? That's a good question because I don't have a good way to determine that. Oh, it looks like Lindsay Harvey is back. All right, excellent. And you know, that's how we know when Lindsay tells us. Okay. All right, we're going to try and speed run through this trick again. All right, here we go. Hey guys, just imagine there's jokers over here and there's jokers over here and then there's a queen over here. And I probably shouldn't have done that because this is but actually, so here's what we got. So look, all the jokers are blue and look, the queen is red. But what do I do? I'm going to turn this over and now we're going to go ahead and sorry. Look, I'm going to go ahead and take the queen. Take the queen and put it underneath the table. Throw it through the table back into my hand. Boom. Look at that. So now, speed! Look, the queen of clubs has jumped back into my hand. Look, the queen is right there. But look, if I place it on the table, throw it back to the table, comes back into my hand. Look, it's come back. But no, look, I'm going to go ahead and take it, place it on the table, throw it back to the table, it goes in my hand. And now here we go. Now, if you remember at the beginning of the trick, I told you to imagine that I had jokers, and I imagined that I had queen of clubs. And now, if we take a look, if I show you the queen of clubs, there's actually no queen of clubs because I told you to imagine it. But now if I told you to look at all the jokers, I told you to imagine jokers too, because there's no jokers. Ta-da! And that, my friends, is the speed version of Imagine. Anyway, hopefully you guys got a laugh out of that. I got a laugh out of that. Archie James says, speed! And Lindsay Harvey's got the Sunny D. And thank you kindly for the claps. Artsy James, thank you kindly for the claps. GipsonLens. we'll call that a successful, albeit differently styled finale, but certainly good enough. Um, all right, it's usually way later than I normally go, so we can find somebody different to raid maybe. So let's take a look who is on. Um, let's see. Do we owe anybody a raid? And is there anybody on? Oh, there's surprisingly not that many people. Raid times is Kyo Demon. Yeah, raid time. Um, let's see here. Actually, have we ever raided this person? Hold on. I just realized, unless I figure out my audio, I won't be able to hear anything. All right, so you know what? I think we should just raid somebody that we might normally raid if able. All right, guys. Yeah, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to quickly get my audio back up. But anyway, thank you everybody for coming to hang out with me tonight. We're gonna try and stream. Stream. We're gonna try and raid to 7th Senshi if 7th Senshi is not wrapping up soon. So let me just start that raid. Okay, cool. All right, it started. All right, cool. Guys, if you would like to copy a raid call, please copy a raid call here, there, and then if you're left behind here. Oh, whoops. Raiding. Okay, there we go. But yeah, we met 7th Senshi at TwitchCon in Vegas in 2023, and we will often raid to her. She is a flautist, likes anime, video games, and also sings karaoke. So, anyway, let's go ahead and raid over there. Thank you everybody for joining me tonight. It was a super fun night tonight. Thank you for letting me show a bunch of stuff. Thank you for a bunch of the fun ideas for tricks. Thank you for a bunch of the ideas for related to sports, because I did not think about some of those for my gig later this week. So yeah. Oh, and for anybody who missed it, yeah, I have 3 paid gigs, magic gigs, to do this week. So yeah, that's the big news. All right, cool. And that's what I needed help with. All right. Everybody, good to see you. Everybody, take care. Sleep well. Remember to hydrate. Remember to stretch. Remember to get good sleep. And because we all know that it's very difficult to get good sleep nowadays. You have a glorious day. All right. Bye.